everybody, welcome to episode 2 of High Rollers Campaign 3, Altheya, the Dragon Empire.
Yeah.
We got that kind of energy. Welcome everybody, I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark Sherlock Humes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You made it.
I'm here and we've made it. And joining me this week, we have our players. We have Rhiannon,
Hello.
Trot, and Kim.
Hello.
And on the other side, we have Tom and we have Katie.
Hello.
Pay no attention to the trees that you see.
There are no trees.
There are no trees. So we are here, ready for episode 2. Thank you so much for joining us as we begin our new campaign with our new characters. I don't have any announcements, which means we get to just jump straight on into it.
Intro.
Roll that intro Samuel.
Time. Yeah.
We find ourselves in the village of Burnell, located in North Vale of Cauldre, a region of volcanic, fertile soil, forested hills, dark, jagged mountains, and pleasant little villages as we find ourselves in. Our heroes, having arrived here, have, for their own purposes, their own journeys, have met. They have begun to introduce themselves to each other, but also the various peoples of Burnell. Some made friends that showed them around the town. Some enjoyed moments of quiet contemplation. Others had dark dreams. But as they go about their business in the rising sun, the early morning markets, commotion is heard as soldiers arrive to announce that the road south has been closed, as the Duke's armies search for criminals that have escaped into this land and are believed to be somewhere here in Burnell. With the roads blocked and knowledge that a force from the north, from the great city of Kelskaris, is on its way, the party are locked in place, something several of them would like to be a different scenario. And so they are drafted into assisting in locating and possibly capturing these criminals, earning themselves a bounty and perhaps a duke's favor in return. After investigating a few different avenues, there are perhaps some ideas of where to go next, but no concrete clues or evidence to follow. And that is where we begin this adventure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Are we picking up straight like how we finished with
So,
episode 1?
as a point, what we saw at the end of episode 1, remember, in a more cinematic sense, the characters not necessarily knowing exactly what they saw, what they heard. We did hear a sort of blood-curdling scream as the audience, but the player characters did not hear that. However, Xanthias and Gruffith did indeed, we are picking up pretty much as Ophelia and her assistant, her servant Percival, are enjoying a lovely dance.
Unrobed.
And yeah, we can pick up straight from there.
Oh, never that.
You're really going to drop a D-glove this
Yeah.
early into an episode?
Wow.
You never drop a D-glove.
No. Don't Google that, kids.
I mean, last time I was sidling up to Gruff, looking in a small amount of horror at the skeleton dance that is currently happening right now to Gruff to say, Gruff, is that what?
I'm guessing this isn't a normal kind of thing that happens. I'm from a very small village. I don't know.
I have yet to see walking, living bones, much less dancing. Ophelia?
Yes? What's going on here? I'm repenting for the sin I have committed by, sorry, Percival, sorry, thank you, Percival. I'm repenting by celebrating joy and passion through dance.
Forgive me, I don't quite know where was you from again?
Osseous.
Osseous. I don't know the ways of your people or the land, but that's... Now, I don't want to sound judgmental. I don't want to offend you. I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's pretty weird.
Well, and I suppose some of your customs may be considered weird to me.
And one of them being?
Well, that you have a steward, by the looks, who is living and who is assisting you.
Oh no, to be clear, Gruff is no steward of mine.
No? How does this work? What are you two?
I was in need.
Uh-huh.
Gruff helped me.
I see.
Contract closed.
I see.
Well, I don't know. You seem to still be in need of some aid. You still seem to tick the vulnerable box.
Well, now that's just rude. But maybe I am. But but we're just helping each other, you see?
I see.
But this, I mean, I don't know how people might look upon this.
They can look upon it however they wish to. It's simply just a custom that I happen to take part in.
For those of you who are from the Empire, the undead are not really a thing that is common here. Necromancy is not a common magical tradition in the Empire. The beliefs of the dead within Ilmera, for those of you who are citizens and have grown up here, this is something you would have been taught by religious powers and factors and things like that. The belief is that when you die, if you are worthy enough, you will be chosen to ascend and become a divine saint. And you will join the two scions, the goddesses Melia and Pyrrhus, up in, not the heavens being stars and things like that. And you will join them, and then you will live on as basically an immortal protector, kind of like a god. If you are not worthy, then you are reborn. Your soul is basically held until it can be reborn into a new body and a new life, and then you are given a new chance to become worthy. The dead are typically, like the actual bodies, are generally returned to the earth, so they are either buried or they are cremated and then ashes scattered, that sort of thing. This would be, it's almost difficult to kind of comprehend, really. Like, this is, I mean, maybe it's just like it's in the image of a skeleton or something like that, but like it is just a skeletal figure in these robes. The undead are not like this terrifying thing that, like, there are armies of them in like traditional fantasy or something like that. This is just like,
I mean, still walking bones.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that macabreness to it in that looks like it was probably a person who was alive once, and now they are just like in a robe and not speaking, empty eye sockets, but perfectly clean and well preserved. Like, there's no like grossness to the skeleton. It's almost medical. Like, it's just this pure skeletal form.
But who was this Percival?
I'm unsure. I could not tell you straight away.
You did not know him in life?
No.
No. Okay.
Did this boyo do something bad in his life?
No, he did something very good. He was a worshipper of the Grave Father and has been blessed with the gift of reanimation.
I see.
So in your part of the world, if you're good, you come back to serve the living.
Yes, because we get to live a life of peace and prosperity in life. So in death, we then repay that life that we've had by eternal servitude to the Grey Father in death.
Is that what you expect will happen to you as well?
I would like to ascend beyond that.
Oh,
And indeed, you already have begun that path. It is unless you were to do something to dishonor the House of Blood, you are already beyond Percival. Like Percival was a commoner basically, or like a servant, and it's unlikely that they would have ascended further. You are already beyond that because you've been given the title of sister and you serve the House of Blood already. So but you obviously have higher aspirations still.
Ascension. Yes. Okay, we're on the same page now.
So over here, if you're worthy in life, you ascend to the stars. But if you're unworthy, you reanimate as a soldier in a horrible war.
Interesting.
So, I suppose reanimation here is a punishment.
Yes, it sounds rather unfortunate, actually, and quite wasteful.
Wasteful. Right. But this Percival does everything you say.
Yes.
Does it ever speak out against? Speak? Does it speak? Can it speak?
No.
Does it ever refuse your orders?
No. It is merely their wish and purpose to serve.
You. Serve
Me
you.
or whoever instructed, another one. Say if another one were to take its place, they would be given the gift of eternal services also.
Where do we
It's
stand?
an honour.
Well, I'm not one to tell someone that their belief in their honor is wrong.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. It's what you believe, and I praise you for it. Skeleton.
While you guys have this conversation, I just want to check in with Rowan and Daisy, who I believe had been speaking
Having a
to
lovely time.
Adriana, the innkeeper, the Wild Heart innkeeper. You'd been speaking to them. You got to her. You got some answers. Rowan, you had retrieved your large longsword.
Bringing that downstairs now,
Yep.
daintily.
Good.
Because it's very big and I don't want to chip the walls or anything.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, you're used to carrying this around. You're used to going into, settlements designed for, normal folk, like, normal-sized folks. So, yeah, you're carefully, maneuvering it through, carrying it cradling it like a father kind of protectively as you kind of maneuver through and making sure it doesn't bash into anything.
I'm ready.
So I found out something interesting.
Okay.
Somewhat.
Yes.
Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. It might be nothing. But apparently Marion has been quite stressed out and had a fight with the Reeve recently.
Oh, no.
So I'm thinking we should definitely talk to her.
Yes, make her feel better or something.
Yes, but also she might know something. But that I like that you want to do that. That's very nice.
I see. Yes. Let's meet with the others
Yes.
and find Marion.
Marion, yes. From the mines. Marion from the mines.
You guys make your way out. You leave the Peony Post, this lovely little quaint country inn that some of you have stayed at. Rowan, you've performed there.
It's on set at this point, right?
Beginning to set. You guys had a little bit of a
Golden
day. Yeah, you guys had woken up early, then all the commotion with all the guards, you were questioned, you've kind of done a little bit of investigation, spoken to people. It's been a pretty fast-paced day, it's kind of come and gone. All the questioning took a little bit longer than we probably played out in the game, right?
Sure, yeah.
Otherwise it would be an hour after everything happened. Moving around has taken some time. But as you begin to kind of make your way out, you are immediately, as you leave the building, you hear a kind of cough as you see a figure kind of leaning up against the wall, almost waiting for you to leave, as you see the black-clad figure of Authorita Zaron Tekis, who's sort of almost just leaning outside the inn, and he sees the two of you go to leave. If I may have a moment of your time, please.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
He smiles, and it's unnerving. The orcs of Altheya, they are kind of regarded quite as heroes in a way. Long time ago, they suffered before they knew how to fight, before anybody knew how to fight, before the Dragon Empress came and built the empire during the terrible Equinox War between the gods and the Proto-Magi. The orcs basically used themselves to shield other races from harm of the terrible creatures of the Brightstorm. And so they earned these like scars that are passed down through their bloodlines and glow with this slight magical light. And so they have this kind of reputation of protectors and warriors. And
Is that passed down through generations, or was this orc there?
No. It passes down.
time.
So it passes down. The scar, almost like on a son or a daughter, is inherited.
Their scars are genetic.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
and they slightly glow.
It's just a Tom thing.
Okay.
They are, right? Scars genetic? Anyway, carry on.
Carry on. But so there is this like nobility, like, you know, the proud like jawline, the slight tusks poking up. But with the authority, with the black, you know, cloak and the scar down his neck and this furrowed brow, he has a very imposing figure. But he kind of smiles. He looks at you both. And he will say, "How long have you known Xanthias Oregon?"
What?
Oh,
What's the time?
it's been one sunset. I slept.
It's been less than 24 hours, I think.
When he arrived in the town at the same time you did?
Yes, he was very tired.
Really?
Bless him. Thankfully, we
Extremely tired or just normal? How
pretty out of it.
We almost fell asleep at the dinner table.
As if he'd been traveling for a long time.
Something like that, I guess. Yes, like he'd been running from something.
Why would you say that, Trot?
Rowan would say that.
That's how tired I'd be if I was running all day.
See, he mentioned what his business is here in Burnell.
I haven't asked.
No.
We've barely had time.
Do you know where he's from or where he may be going? Has he told you anything about himself?
No, actually. I just
I
spoke to him.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
We were about to ask.
I mean, I was distracted. The bread here is really good, you see.
And the
And
oranges.
so I was busy asking if he was done with his bread so I could have the leftovers, and then we forgot to ask.
Grufford's been really good to him. I think they met on the road. He was tired, so Grufford helped. get
But
him
he
to the
said
town.
that he's the first person that he's helped, though, so I don't think
Ever.
they've known each other that long.
Yeah.
This is wonderful information, thank you.
Why? Is there some problem?
I was just curious. When I asked Mr. Oregon about himself, he was just very nervous to speak to me. I can have
was
that
too.
impression, yes. I can be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
So I thought that perhaps I would ask you if you know anything. If he mentions anything of where he's going or where he's from, please come and let me know. Obviously, I know that he's not one of these criminals we are looking for, but obviously being a Dragonborn, we want to make sure he is well looked after and protected.
Oh yeah, make sure he's safe.
We have an extra mission on top of the current mission.
Which we're
For the
working
Duke.
on.
Thank
We
you.
are bound by that duty. We will see it done.
The Duke will appreciate it, and my duty here is to enforce Imperial law and to make sure that all of our citizens are within the realms of our laws and order.
Authoritor,
Thank you. He just nods. Oh, please go about your business.
let's go about our business.
Okay, well, we're just gonna go to the wall.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys make your way
Is it
there.
going to be like this all the time,
Yeah.
Mark?
Well, somebody made a deception check when they were speaking to the authorities, so...
Just every episode is going to be just another really stressful day for me.
Well, you did
You,
right
buddy,
to back
you
it.
knew what you were doing when you made your
know.
character. I gave you very clear warnings about what you were doing. You guys make your way out.
Fucked around. and
You,
find out.
Rowan and Daisy, because you guys make your way out, and you arrive and you see Ophelia talking to Gruff and Xanthias.
Hello.
You see Percival, but robes back up. The features hidden, and you arrive.
Okay.
Rowan,
Hello.
hello.
I've got my sword.
Wonderful, amazing. Like I said, I hope this doesn't come to
Where
combat.
are you going?
Well, I imagine we're going to the caves? Was that the plan?
No, the orc, the Inquisitor, was asking.
Really interested by
Because
you.
he thinks that you might have been scared of him. You don't need to be scared of him.
Sorry, he was asking about me?
Yeah.
Yes. He would love to know
Specifically?
everything. So if you tell us everything about you, like where you're going, why you're going there, why you were so tired,
Where
when you
you're
arrived.
from.
Well, I explained to
He
you.
really wants to know.
I explained to you why I was so tired from the journey. I was traveling from Kelskaris,
Yeah.
and I'd run out of provisions, as I explained to you.
I
so
just
sorry.
performed. I'm sorry. The
bread.
I'm tired.
And that's why I was so tired traveling from Kelskaris.
Well, that's
A
fine.
simple
but
mistake.
He thinks you. No, but that's fine. He thinks you're scared of him.
Oh, I was
So-
terrified, of course. I mean,
Me too.
Yeah, we said that. We said that we were too. So it's just if you see him, maybe you can say hi again.
I
Tell him.
Fill in the blanks that we missed. Sorry.
We didn't tell him anything because we couldn't remember because of the songs and the bread.
Lack of bread.
Percival is busy dusting down Altheya where you were sort of like helping search around, just making sure, like cleaning your boots, like, you know, has like a little rag and is cleaning your, you know, polishing your beautiful leg armor and things like that as this conversation is taking place. What's Gruff doing?
Is his robe?
Oh, he's put all that back up.
Yeah, okay.
We are unaware.
We are unaware.
Yeah, Daisy and Rowan have no idea. They can't see.
How was the wall? Did you see anything interesting at the wall?
Yeah.
Excellent masonry joints.
So
Very stout, very sturdy. They sealed the wood against the rain. Good job, good construction work, you know.
Nice.
It was filthy.
Why were we looking at the wall?
to see if they might have used it to get in
Oh,
and out.
yeah.
Yes, there is some construction work going on in that area, but I couldn't find anything that might indicate a means for people to enter or escape the village.
Can I go and have a look at that area of construction?
Yeah, you certainly can, yeah.
Or can I just have a look and see if there's anything that I might see that suggests a kind of a code? Or like
Okay, yeah.
A thief.
I can't.
So, the light is beginning to fade, but there's enough that you have just enough time to kind of go out there and begin conducting this search. The rest of you, what are you doing? Are you going to follow Daisy or are you going to head back into the village?
The last bit is just informing them of the conversation we had with Adriana about Marion being having an argument and being stressed recently. Something about money with the Reeve. So there's more to it, basically.
Another layer. Are there any animals?
I mean, yeah, there's this is the, Burnell sits on the very edge of woodland that goes up into the hills. You know, there's a river, there's absolutely plenty of animals around here. Like, they'd probably be quite spooked if a large group of people were nearby, so they're certainly not within immediate eye shot, but like, you could go out and try and find an animal to speak to or something like that, absolutely.
A lion with a pet.
Yeah.
That's an amazing idea.
Yeah.
Would a lion have a pet human?
Yeah.
Nice.
Are there any animals or birds or something near where the family, Marion's family,
The little cottage.
had the smell and that kind of thing?
Yeah, around their cottage and that area of the wall. So you'd be basically going with Daisy around to that
Yeah.
back edge of the wall, right? And the rest of you going to follow, or?
Yeah. I'll just keep talking and just actively following whilst talking.
Yeah. Is Cade still sort of?
No, he kind of walked off just before Ophelia revealed Percival.
Sure.
He had walked off back to. He'd gone back to basically join the gate guard.
Any other town witnesses?
No, you guys were outside the wall still. He had gone like inside warning it. You guys were just luckily just outside of shot of anybody else. Like it was very very much a good timing. You make your way round and give me a perception check, Gruff. And Daisy, you can give me a perception or investigation.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, all right, I'll come back to you in a second. See what Katie gets. Dirty 20.
Filthy.
A +1.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I got 19. Dirty 20. Hey!
Perfect. Gruff, you see that actually there's a collection of animals. Like there are quite a few birds that like dive down to with the river, and like they're trying to grab like there's like there's probably like a falcon or something that's like flying down and trying to grab fish out of the river. Doesn't seem too perturbed by you guys moving around because it can fly away. It's a little distance away, but you could go and find it. You also would probably notice that there are like little because I always loved in Avatar when they have like the really weird animals and stuff like that. They're very unique to the world. There'd probably be like little ferret-like stoat creatures, but they have almost like little jagged pieces of like almost like stone-like hide, and then they have like little tufts of fur in between them. They're like little volcano ferrets, basically, or like little little volcanic ferrets. I will come up with a cool name for them.
Stokano.
Stokano. It's like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Stokanos.
I mean, if it was Avatar, it'd be literally ferret stoat.
Yeah, it'd be called like a ferret stoat or a fire stoat or something like that. Yeah. I will try and think of a cool name for them. But yeah, you see like a little family of them like scurrying through the grass of like the hills, not too far away, like decent enough that they like you've only just spotted them. They've probably got like a little burrow or a hole or something nearby, near the edge of the river. And yeah, you see a spot of those guys. And then Daisy, you begin making your way down and around, not near the construction site, but actually on a piece of the wall.
Okay, yeah.
Missed by the others because it's so small and it looks just like scrawlings. It looks like somebody's just scratched the wall absently. But you immediately recognize the kind of coded language that the criminals do tend to use. You've picked it up probably through your various travels. You've picked up this knowledge and you've learned to recognize signs of like, okay, this village, I shouldn't be in this area because this is somebody's kind of looking after this area. And if I have to grab a coin purse, I'm going to get in trouble, so I'm going to avoid it. You've kind of picked up these things, and your friends kind of helped you along as well. But yeah, you notice that this is the designation, and it's right behind. You can see the cottage. You can see the thatched roof cottage of Marion's house, and it's against basically the cottage wall. Like the section of the outer wall of the village is pressed almost up against the cottage itself, and there is a section of the wooden planks that has this, and it is basically it says on it sort of like the equivalent of like meeting place or like rendezvous kind of thing. And as you look at it, because you rolled a dirty 20 as well, you got a very good result. It's not just that language. You actually see that the board, all of the other pieces of the wall are very, very tightly packed in and are very heavily secured. You notice that there is a seam. There's like all the other parts of the wall, it's much more rigid and secured and like filled in with like tar or like some sort of resin in between it. This part is very clear, and you can almost see like candlelight coming through it, like there should be a wall there, like it's like you shouldn't be able to like see in through this piece of the wall. Yeah, that's what you see. But Groff, did you want to do something with animals?
Mark Humes.
I know what you're doing.
Like to cast Speak with Animals and speak to the little ferret stoat.
Yes! Stokano!
I would like to say as well that you brought this upon yourself, because the other day you were like, I'm surprised you didn't take Speak with Animals.
I know.
Because I thought you'd like to make me do stupid voices, and I went,
You know what? You're right.
I know.
Now, what's a ferret stoat going to sound like?
We'll find out. First of all, I'm going to read the spell. So it lasts 10 minutes. It is not concentration, and it's also a ritual, so you don't have to mark off a spell slot. You can take some time to cast this if you like. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whether they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. Spooky.
There's a ferret right there. Brought themselves in.
You might be able to persuade the beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Oh. You gonna have a little chat?
You approach cautiously. The little volcano ferrets, the little stoat ferrets, they seem very nervous. They're almost about to bolt.
I bring food.
Okay.
I'll take some of my rations or something and
like taking it in front of me and like yeah.
What did you say?
Hello there, little one. My name's Griff. I've got some food for you. Come on.
They kind of, there's a family of them, there's 3 of them. They kind of like put their heads around, little wiggly ferret kind of bodies, little volcano, you know, they've got these like little carapaces, like stony, almost like hides, wiggle around. And they sort of approach and they look at each other. Hey, and what do you think of this corn? It seems pretty good. He's got some food. Yeah, I want the food. Give me the food. Okay. And they kind of, and they snatch the food out of your hand, stuff it in their mouths.
Slow down now. You don't want to give yourself a stomachache.
I eat the food. Delicious.
Thank you for taking the spell.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Is this your home?
What'd you say?
Is this your home? Is this your home?
Thank you. The accent's throwing me off there. No, yeah, we got our little warrants down there.
We might need subtitles for the Stokado.
Seen anything strange in the last evening?
Oh, you're a big man. You're a big lion.
Apart from me.
Apart from you. Oh yeah. There's all the middlemen. They came by earlier at the sunup when the sun was coming up. There was all the middlemen.
Before that, anything? Do you smell anything?
You mean in the night?
In the night.
Oh yeah, we heard it in the night. A smell? Yeah. Smell. Yeah, that was a bad smell. A smell of sweaty dwarf. Yeah, sweaty dwarf. And something else. Yeah, a chemical. It smelled like burning and it smelled like strange.
Which way did it go?
Oh, it went up to the wall. Yeah, it went up to the wall. It went up to the wall and the garden and the oranges.
And so it went into the garden with the oranges, or went out? Did it come into the village or out of the village?
It went in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did it go into that house, Yon?
If you turn around, you see Daisy just pointing at the wall, being like,
Yeah, where that one is. Where the one with the hair, where the red lady.
So just a dwarf. That's the littlest ferret.
I've been waiting for it to come out. It's been sat here for so long.
You could have passed that off as the littlest ferret.
No, it's just,
It's
it's just like it's been sat
Back in.
the little ferret just burns. That's it.
I can't help it. I'm so sorry, everybody. It's just been like, as the intro began, I was like, oh no, I feel it in me.
this entire
Yeah, it's been like trapped in there.
It's like half an hour it's been in there.
Yeah. And now I've completely forgotten all the ferret voices.
Oh yeah.
Mafia voice.
Oh yeah, they're my little guy voices. Yeah. It's just like no. That was more. There was a lady, and there was a lizard, a big lizard. Yeah.
Do you know how long they stayed there?
Oh, they came from the river. They came out of the river like fish, and then they came up the hill, and then they went through the wood, and then they went into the big village. They went into the people village. Yeah.
And did they come back?
I don't know. They didn't come back out to near us. We were in our house. We were hunting the little mices in the grass. Yeah.
Any good candy?
Oh yeah, we go get them little mices. We go get them.
Thank you, little ones. You've done very well. You want some more bread?
Yeah. Bread. Just swarm around.
I'm so glad I picked this spell.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I mean, this is basically my entire playthrough of Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate. All I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
is I cast Speak with Animals and walk
Yeah.
around. I speak with the animals, I speak with the dead, and that's it.
I'm gonna need a lot of voices.
Yeah, sorry about it. I am not changing that spell.
Well, you got it for 10 minutes.
Thank you.
So, whilst Gruffeth is having that conversation down there.
Is anyone observing
What do
Gruffith
we-
just speaking to a
if
bunch
we
of
are
ferrets?
I
observing
did,
this.
but I was very pleased with myself because
Yeah.
I'd worked something out. So I was like,
Anybody who was observing Gruffeth was speaking in his normal voice. Like Gruff was just talking to these things, but you would just like see them like squeaking, like like, you know, and standing up on their hind legs. You don't hear them speak. Only Gruff hears them speak. He understands them. The rest of you just see these little ferrets looking at him.
I mean,
These little stoat ferrets.
Level 1 spell, right? Like, it's not hugely uncommon to see that and just be like, whoa!
No, magic is, so, like, magic is common enough that, like, yeah, somebody using an ability like this to talk to animals or something like that, it would be somewhat unusual maybe. For some people, you'd be like, oh, wow, like, Gruffith knows magic. Okay, like, wow, like, but knowing magic isn't like a, it's not like, we're not in Middle-earth, we're not in Game of Thrones where magic is kind of that uncommon. This is a bit more sort of like, yeah, people can use magic and stuff here. It's just more powerful magics tend to be quite rare. And obviously, not everybody knows magic. You do have to train or learn or be gifted with it, basically. It's not a common thing.
The question is, Tom,
Yes.
did that look adorable to Xanthias?
Of course it did. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I think if it's, I suppose.
I was going to say, like, yeah, I wanted to jump to say, because, like, is there anything you want to do with, like, you've seen this thing, like, are you doing anything now that you found it, or?
Can I try and listen at the gap in the wall and see if I hear anybody in there?
Yeah, you do hear, you hear very muffled conversation between that elderly couple. You hear the old man that you heard earlier, like, oh, would you like more tea, dear? Yes, oh, the biscuits, yes, I can get that, I'll bring them over. Marion is quite late, isn't she? She's normally back by now. I'm sure she's just working late, or perhaps she's having a drink at the tavern. And shuffling around, you kind of hear, and it's clearer than it should be.
Okay, I'm gonna call people over.
Hello?
Yes?
There's a, this opens.
What, this piece of the wall?
Yes.
How did we miss
It says
this?
that it's a meeting place.
Where?
This little mark.
And to you, it would
that?
just, yeah, it just looks like scrawlings. It doesn't look like text or language.
How are you able to decipher this?
I have a friend who knows it, it's fine. But this opens.
How do we get it to open?
Well, we would push on it, I suppose, but I don't want to do that because I can hear the little old couple. And they're talking about tea and biscuits.
Yes, I can hear them.
I mean, you did push on it, and it doesn't seem to budge. Like, you're not sure. That would probably require a bit more.
This is the wall to the exterior.
This is like this is the village
Cottage.
wall.
Oh, from the outside.
This is the village wall from the outside, the defensive wall, the palisade wall, but the cottage is backed up right next to it. It's like, you know,
Right.
like they've built the cottage right next to it.
And you can see light coming through, so it's going straight into the cottage by...
Seems to be, which it shouldn't do.
Rowan and Chris Trott are on different levels. I am saying nothing.
Okay.
So,
So you think this is where they entered into the village, or escaped?
yeah, but I think that Marion's probably part of it. This is Marion's house.
Well, if she's the foreman of the mine, and that's where we believe that they are to be hiding, then it seems like that's who we're
You
after.
said she was angry because of money.
Apparently. And then these other guys, the little lizard, he is like a thief. So if she's mad about money, he could be stealing money.
She's in on it.
Maybe.
Is this the point where I join you?
Yeah.
We're done. Okay. The little ferrets.
Oh, you spoke to the ferrets. I saw.
You spoke with them. That's amazing.
What did they say?
They said a lot of things.
Okay.
They're hunting mice currently. Apparently, there's a terrible mice
They're
problem.
well fed. That's good.
That's yeah.
But they said that the dwarf, the human, the kobold, they were here.
They went through this.
Okay.
They came.
Yes.
They came through the river to where you said, and they went into the people village.
Well, they went into this cottage at least.
You said they went into the village after, so they're here, somewhere
So
here.
They are in the town. So
Also, they smelled of chemicals.
Chemicals. Like, what kind of chemicals could they use?
I mean, like
in mines?
alchemy, yeah. Like, I mean, like chemicals could mean like a bunch of stuff like that. You know, alchemy is a thing here and stuff like that.
Maybe
so.
the thief works with corrosive toxins or something.
The other thing, this is a well-known thing again, most of you would know, but I think anybody who has... Xanthias would probably know this. Daisy would probably know this. I don't think the other three would. Cauldre in the last sort of 20 years, has discovered basically a very rudimentary kind of black powder, like a kind of like gunpowder, and it's being experimented with. Very early designs, things like flintlock and wheel-lock pistols and rifles are like very rare, but are becoming this like, oh, a new thing, and we're going to explore it. And they're
The age of tomorrow.
yeah, kind of. But it's becoming this thing because it is found here in the volcanic mountain ranges. It's like a fire powder, basically.
Such crime, many naughtiness.
So yeah, chemicals.
Title of episode 2.
And that has that strong sulfuric kind of pungent, kind of acrid smell to it as well. So
Did they say it smelled burning?
yeah, they said like a burning-y kind of like chemical. Like I said chemical, but they wouldn't know what that word is. Like they would have said like smells burny and like earthy and things like that. They kind of give you a range of like smells.
We simply take the little ones, if they're willing, to the authoritor. And case closed.
No, I don't think that's going to do it.
These
though.
things,
The little ferrets.
the ones over there, the Stokeanos,
They've all gone. Like as soon like
the ones that Gruff was speaking to.
yeah.
Yes.
Unless they can also speak with animals, much like Gruff can, I don't think that'll be much use, unfortunately. A good idea, though. Good thinking.
Thank you.
But, no.
Oh. Okay.
However, we now know that they came into the village through this hole. So that's useful.
They can't fit through this gap.
Well, apparently
Must
it
be
opens.
very thin.
But
Apparently
it will open. It's something. There's a way to get into this cottage.
Can I grip it? The gap?
So
My fingers won't go in.
the fingers won't go in. Like maybe like the edge of a blade.
I'll
Yeah.
get my dagger out.
Okay.
Like this, I guess.
I mean, it might do. Do we want to go in here?
I'm going to start prying it.
Give me an athletics check.
Okie dokie. 19. No. 21.
You.
My dagger's not good.
I was gonna. Well, it's more like you begin to like pry, and you can definitely feel like there's enough of a gap that you can do it, but it's like giving you some hefty weight, and like you do feel something like pop. The blade does bend dangerously. The dagger's pretty much like bent at this point. It's salvageable, but you would need to take it to a smith to repair this, basically.
It's droopy.
But it kind of pops out, and you hear like the snap of a piece of wire, like a kind of metal, like.
That didn't sound good.
Okay. Now Daisy.
But it does sort of. It's now sort of ajar. Like this section of the walls
it
kind of
might
like
be-
come loose a little bit.
Might be trapped.
Stuck on the other side. Or trapped.
These people are sneaky.
Well, these things that you're reading, these symbols, do they indicate a trap of any kind?
No, it just says meeting.
Meeting
Place.
place. Do you have any idea how we might be able to open this thing?
Would I know? Like something that would be.
You can make an investigation check.
18.
18. The fact that Rowan described like that snapping of like a wire, and you saw that it was wide enough for his dagger blade to go in, and he has managed to force it, and you think right now, after what Rowan did, you actually think like he could probably pull it open, or anybody strong enough could maybe pull it open, because it sounds like he's broken whatever mechanism was holding it in place. You have a feeling that there was probably some sort of like latch or like wire or some sort of system where if you'd slid the blade like up or down, it maybe would have like unlocked it from the inside or something like that.
His 90-degree dagger back in his sheath.
It's sticking out the side.
Good, but
It
the
just-
top
the
would be
handle sticks
horizontal.
up.
Yeah.
You're gonna cut someone.
No.
Yeah, and it looks like it just won't shut properly again now. Like this section of it's just it's open now. He's like broke it.
Should we tell the guards about this? Or
Yes.
should we?
It is our duty
We can do,
as
yes,
good
but
citizens to
we could
report
go
this to
find
the
Kate.
authorities.
Yeah, find Cade.
Kate, he should be back by the gate. He's not too
Kate?
far. He was a guard that was accompanying us when we were investigating the wall. Lovely guy.
Okay.
Really,
Sure.
great guy.
Let's go ask Cade.
Okay, should we go fetch him? I'll go fetch him. Someone else go fetch him.
I'll go fetch him.
Thank you.
All right. Ophelia and Percival head off around to the front of the gate.
Oh, crap.
Hello.
Tell the others.
About what?
Oh,
I'm whispering too gruff. You know, Ophelia's,
I suppose.
I'm wary. I don't know how people might react to that sort of thing. But they should probably know, right?
The boyo accompanying the scary pointy lady.
Percival.
He's a bony boyo.
He's a skeleton.
He needs
Skinny?
food.
Oh,
No. Sorry.
He needs a skeleton.
I mean, he's an actual moving, walking, not talking, skeleton.
Skeleton.
Bones.
As you have this discussion, we see Altheya kind of make your way up, and you can see that Cade, this young half-elf man, sort of 17, 18, really a boy almost, lad. He's talking to a few of his friends. They're kind of like tired. They've been pretty much watching the gate all day, and they're sort of talking about like, oh, I hope the captain sends someone to like relieve us and like swap us over and stuff soon. You know, I want to go try and see what they've got to drink at the tavern. Kind of like idle soldiers chatter and stuff like that. As you approach, a few of the soldiers kind of stand up straight and sort of look a bit concerned. Cade, who you had seen earlier, kind of is just like, oh, it was Sister Altheya, wasn't it?
Correct, yes. Cade?
Yes, that's right, Private Cade. Can I help you? Have you and your companions found something, or?
May I borrow you for a quick word?
Yes, of course. And he kind of looks over. The privates, the other soldiers are like, yep, we'll cover the gate. And he's like, yeah, of course. And he kind of comes over to the side. What's the matter?
I believe my companions may have found something.
Oh, what?
A clue.
Oh, wonderful. Here in the village, or?
Yes.
Oh, what? Take me to it.
Come follow me.
Okay. And you begin leading him out. He's like, isn't this where we searched this area earlier, isn't it? Have you found something new?
Something unexpected.
Oh, okay. He makes his way round. And yeah, he comes across the four of you finishing up your conversation.
Shut up. She's coming.
Cade walks around and is like, oh, apparently Sister Altheya said that you found something?
yeah, there was some light coming through here.
Oh, okay. And he sort of like goes over and he's like, oh, I can't. How do we? It's like now, because now it's been pulled almost like slightly ajar by Rowan's like bending of the blade. He's like, what is that? And he's like examining it. And he kind of like presses on it. He's like, this moves. He's like, how did we miss this? This is. And he's like examining it, kind of looking all around. The authority needs to know about this, as does the captain. I mean, this is a breach in the wall, but do you know where it leads? Like,
We haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm fairly certain it goes into the little old couple's house.
I also have it on good authority by a couple of reliable eyewitnesses that they saw the three criminals mentioned coming in here last night.
where are these witnesses? People in the village?
I'll find them. I get on all my hands and knees. Here, little stoat parents.
What it is to say is that
Here.
Gruff here spoke with the animals of the region and
Okay, yeah, I need to go
witness.
get the captain and the
Okay,
authority at this. This is a little beyond me, but yes, absolutely. I will go and fetch them and bring them here immediately.
Same.
Do people in this area not listen to the animals?
No.
it's not a talent everybody
not
has,
typical.
I will say. Not unexpected.
Do they not trust the animals here?
To be honest, it's not often that you're in a situation where you have to find murderers.
With animals.
Animals, birds in particular, are very perceptive. They see everything.
Yeah.
Right, it's a good point.
Is it okay?
I think it's more in a court of law. The statement of animals doesn't really hold up.
I'll have you know that a parrot has given a witness statement
I'm
in
sure.
the real world.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure it also did it in Phoenix Wright. I believe it did it in Phoenix Wright as well.
I think there is actually like a some kind of parrot that is actually in witness protection because
Oh my
it
God.
knew like names or something like that.
I'll get that one day.
Incredible.
Google it.
Amazing.
It's out there.
Do we need to? Would you like us to stay here, Cade, for the authority?
Right, well, we need to show them that. We need to show them this. Yes, absolutely.
It wasn't me that found it, so.
It was a team effort, it's fine.
Cade is running off. Cade is
He's
like,
gone.
yeah, but we've got to get the right people in on this. You're talking about, animal witnesses and
Sweet boy is over
yeah.
his head.
yeah.
You know what? It is getting late though, so I might just go back to our paid-for room for the
Well,
night. and
no,
just-
because they're probably going to be out and about and doing the thieving and the murdering at night.
Are we continuing the investigation now?
Yes.
Sure, yeah, it's not that late.
Might as well see it
Not that
through.
late. It's only.
Well,
it's
I
like.
just-
Is it evening?
Oh yeah, it's like super early evening. Yeah, like it's still crimson. Like the sun is setting, but it's not nighttime. Nighttime.
Okay. It's going to be difficult when it gets dark, is what I'm saying.
Justice has not yet been served, Lord Xanthias.
No, I agree. I don't want to.
These criminals have not yet been apprehended.
True.
I call back to Grufford. I'm like in a bush.
Griffith.
Did they go this way?
They went down into that warren there.
Okay.
Can I?
I mean, you certainly can make a perception check.
17.
17.
18.
18. You're like peering into the darkness, like into this little warren, and you do just see this little pair of glowing eyes at the far end, sort of like looking at you.
I'm friendly. Here.
I get my lute out and start plucking a nice tune.
Yeah, you pluck a few notes. The little creature at the end of the tunnel, like you can just about see its form, is sort of like looking at you, like doesn't seem to, it like is listening and looking at you.
As I'm playing,
Gonna need you to be an eyewitness. If you could come with me, please. You can hop on my shoulder if you like.
put a hand out.
Do you have any food in the hand?
Nope.
It scurries back down the warren.
Oh.
Okay. I understand.
And you're a big scary man, like kind of reaching into his warren, like it's gonna scare him. Unless you got magic that can kind of compel them to speak with you
no.
or anything like that, then yeah.
This is Rowan. Just doing Rowan things.
I tell you what, make an animal handling check. Make an animal handling check.
12.
12. Yeah, you go to stick your hand in it, it's just like
I understand.
it like darts off, and when you pull your hand back, it kind of comes around and peers again. But definitely was clearly spooked by you reaching into the warren.
The marshals are very scary, I understand.
May I impart some wisdom upon you?
Please.
Creatures of this world are very food motivated.
I can understand that too.
So next time, offer some food.
Orange.
Maybe some orange. Generally find that grain and seeds work quite well.
Thank you.
Bread.
Good knowledge.
Bread.
I like my R's.
I like it too. I like it. No, I liked it. I say I repeat it because I like it.
Unfortunately, our eyewitnesses have run away. So,
Apparently, they won't treat animals as eyewitnesses here.
ridiculous.
It's terrible. State of the world.
Right. Head
No
back to the-
wonder. No wonder murders are happening. They don't trust animals.
Yet dragons are leading us.
Exactly. Doesn't make any sense.
Are we saying that? Yeah, I was gonna say. Are we saying that dragons are like animals in this world? Because
All animals.
yeah, nice.
That's what Rowan's saying.
I'm definitely an animal. Look at me.
If you
Lion man.
Where do we draw the line?
are you all just standing by the gate waiting
Yeah.
for
Yes.
the captain authority? Yeah. After a few moments, Cade returns with Captain Lucas Vicaro and Authorita Telkir as well, as they make their way back. Authorita Tekis. They make their way back, and you see Tekis immediately glances around, eyes focus a little bit on Xanthias, as well as Sister Ophelia, like kind of darting between the two of you. The captain looks around. Hello, my good friends. Private Cade here says that you found something.
There's a breach in the wall here.
You see the captain goes up to it, tests it. The authority is like, Captain, a moment. And he kind of examines it. Does not seem to be any sort of trap or anything. I think it's safe. And then the captain pulls. And as he does with whatever Rowan did, having disabled whatever locking mechanism was here, you do see this kind of tight, like almost like wire cabling, like this kind of very thin bands of wire twisted to form this like really thick thing, has basically been pulled and yanked, and the pittons that it was attached to have been pulled free from the wood. But you also see masonry. You see stone has been broken away and then rebuilt, and it pulls enough just about for a human-sized or a dwarf-sized person to squeeze through into this tight space that seems to lead into a little sort of like store cupboard, and it's only at the bottom. Like it's like you pull it away, and at the very bottom of the wall there's like this little crawl space, and it seems to lead into a cellar, like a little wine cellar basically, or a little kind of like cellar at the bottom of the cottage. And it kind of pulls it aside, and they peer in, and it seems to lead down into this like little cellar basically at the bottom of the house.
So we believe this might be how they gained access to the village. At least from the outside.
It would make sense, yes, indeed. It definitely makes sense to do that. But it means as well that this was built specifically to allow people to enter. It means that somebody within the village knew that they were coming, or allowed them, or told them about this method to enter.
We also have a couple of eyewitnesses that said they confirmed the 3 criminals were here last night.
They do not wish to speak.
And
These eyewitnesses, we would need them to come and make a statement. Who are they? Members of the town, of the village, of the guard?
Nomads.
they're a family. It's a family of stoat ferrets. They live down there in the bottom of the garden.
The authority kind of quirks an eyebrow at you. Stoat ferrets.
Aye.
Eyewitnesses.
Aye. I was speaking to them just now. They reported a smell of burning.
He jots that down. The authority does jot down, like, things. Well, useful information. I have known a few authorities who have magic that can allow them to communicate with the beasts and things like that. It is useful in investigations, but unfortunately it cannot be used as any sort of evidence.
But it's proof that the 3 were here.
It is not proof, it is a good lead.
Oh, but it does also align with what we heard earlier from the people you were speaking to in the garden with the orange trees. They spoke of a smell
little
as well.
people?
What was it, sweaty smell?
Sweaty,
Yeah.
earthy,
The
musky.
owners of
Very
this cottage.
all useful information. It is just simply a case of animals, in my understanding of other authorities who have dealt with it, they would not distinguish between, say, if there had been another wild heart, another lion wild heart here, they would have a difficulty distinguishing between the 2 of you.
No, they said a human, a dwarf, and a lizard.
There are many humans and dwarves.
With
Well,
a
they-
lizard?
That is a different thing, but which human and dwarf? It could be easily argued. There is
The
no...
ones entering through the wall.
Smelling of burning.
Yes, I
The-
believe you are missing my point.
Most definitely.
The people who live here, the man and the woman who live here said that they smelled burning and that there was a commotion
But this
in the evening.
This building is how they've entered the village. We will need to take the people who live here into for questioning.
Oh, well,
Well, they are potentially complicit in
They didn't
That
seem like
makes sense
they
to
knew.
me.
Does not matter. Whether or not you think that they are involved, their house has allowed these criminals to enter the village. Captain, we need to arrest them now.
Well, this is also just, this is where Marion lives, I think.
Then this Marion, the foreman of the mine, I believe.
yes.
Then
When
they
did
will.
they finish working for
Yeah.
the day?
When did they finish?
They should have. It's sunset, so sundown, so they should be coming back. They should have been back by now.
Oh,
But the authority will say, like, we will also send word out for them to be taken into custody as well. It sounds like they are the conspirator. And the captain will look and say, I have to, this is the authority's position. They are the one who gets to make this final decision. I'm sorry. Private Cade, please, you and your men, take the owners of this building into custody.
What
They
if
go to
that
bed
gives
early.
them the heads up that then they need to move on? They go to bed early. They do go to bed early. But what if we follow Marion and see if one of them leads us to them?
We will begin to dispatch some troops up to the mine, absolutely. We will go out first at first light. It is to travel through the woods this late at night, or we will also begin to search and see if they've returned to the town. Yes?
Thieves like darkness, and they'll probably do all of this overnight. And if they know that you're looking for them, they probably disappear.
All right, well then we will go. What do you suggest, my dear?
I suggest we don't stop now.
All right. We will begin. I will have torches and lanterns dispersed. We will begin searching and combing through the woods and the trees
that'll be
and heading
very
up to the
bright,
mine.
won't it? They'll see us coming.
We will need light to see.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
They just said that Marion likes to go to the tavern as well.
We will search the entire village for any sight of this woman.
Would it be best if you sent out people that they don't recognize as soldiers looking for them?
I will clarify what I told you earlier. If you wish to go and pursue these criminals and go and claim the bounty for yourself, that would be very wise. I will send out a force. We will gather up the residents of this cottage. We will search the cottage. That will take a number of my men, but I will send the rest out to begin making their way up to the mine. If you wish to claim the bounty in the Duke's favor, you might want to head up there first.
It's a race.
I start running.
Only if you want to. The authority is already just immediately like the authority looks like he's going to go into this like climb space and start searching around. Like he's like, I'm going to investigate in here, see if there's any clues or information. Perhaps they've left some things behind that we can use. And the captain just nods. You see him crawl into this space and begin rummaging around in this basement, basically.
I feel bad for the little old lady and the little old man.
If it helps, I genuinely don't believe that the people residing in this place knew about this entrance.
Then they should have nothing to fear from our questions.
Okay, well,
It could be culpable in a murder, so
In which case, justice
suppose.
must be served.
Okay. Just can't help but feel bad.
Hey, this is the nature of it. You bring in a judge to basically, enforce law. But yeah, you hear him, and the captain is like, "I will go round up my men and begin preparing to head up into the mines. It will take us a little bit of time to organize people. If you want to put yourselves at risk, if the bounty and the Duke's favor is something that you value, then I would suggest being our vanguard. Perhaps you can capture them before any more harm can be done."
This is a Kim question about gruff stuff.
Yeah,
Gruff stuff.
gruff stuff.
Would the Duke be of the level that he can swear in knights?
He would to his service.
To his
You wouldn't be
service.
joining. He can't sway you into another
It'll be-
order,
yeah.
but it would be into his specific service.
To Gruff having a Duke's favor would be pretty.
I mean, it would be great. It would be a great thing to have for anybody. Like this would be to have a duke think of you favorably, or a duchess, or any draconic noble, is always a good thing in this world. Like this is, to have that on your side, Ophelia, for you, this would be a great step in your ambitions. For Xanthias, I mean, this could still be a useful ally. This could be a way of you getting resources or supplies. That gold will certainly be useful to you, like on your travels, if you need to employ people to help you with the things you're looking for. For Daisy, it could just simply mean like having a favor in the pocket to cash in at a later time. It's never going to be a bad thing to have it. And if there is a bounty, that means that there will be a gold reward for them as well. You don't know how much yet.
Obviously,
No,
the gold
you haven't
reward
asked.
is the gold reward, but a Duke's favor, it's a known thing that's like a
big-
Is that a rarity, or is that like a...
Yeah, it's like being in good terms with a very powerful and influential person. Like this isn't like a physical favor that you can be like, I can have whatever I want.
I had an IOU.
Yeah, it's more like, they did this thing for me. Oh, they helped me with this problem. Oh, I absolutely am going to think of them favorably and, want to recognition. Yeah.
Sweet, thank you.
Well, Rowan, I suppose if we are one step ahead in this
I'm like
instance...
a little further off, and
Okay.
I'm kind of
Come on.
restlessly walking on the spot.
Are you truly so gold motivated, Rowan?
No,
The favor, then?
honor.
Honor.
The Duke has given.
So the favor, is that what you're after?
No. Well, yes.
Well, but also the honor.
We agreed that we would help.
We did.
I want to help the best.
Okay.
I want to help the best. I love it.
I can't argue with that.
It would get the investigation over quicker if we go now.
It would help you. It would help you.
It'd help me greatly.
You two don't want to be here, I can tell.
We'd like to
I
move
also don't
on.
want to.
We'd like to move on from this place. And from this investigation, to be honest.
Little Duke's favour makes it sweeter.
Also, the quicker that you bring in these criminals, if you can bring them in alive, you might be able to help the older couple who have been embroiled in this. Like you might be able to kind of help prove their innocence and stuff like that, or not necessarily prove their innocence. The authority doesn't believe that they don't believe that the old couple
I think these
murdered
criminals are
anybody or anything like that. Yeah. But it might be able to help prove that they have no association, or
blind eye.
Marion might be the only one involved and will take the blame. And you don't. But doing it will probably help speed things along, as Xanthias
Right's
says.
a
for
great
sure.
wrong.
Right a great wrong. I'm very much into righting great wrongs. So, to the mines then.
Yes.
Before we go, if this does turn into a fight, obviously Rowan has his long sword, you've got your staff there, and a shield too. Is that dagger? It looks very ornate, but
I also have a
using
short
it?
sword.
And the short sword, and the longbow.
It was just
and
hidden
the
in the
pike.
fold of her skirt.
Have the
You have weapons.
Carrying Tirah is not an explanation
I
of
know.
everything you carry upon you, you know, for
Yes,
sure.
before we start getting those kind of messages. Technically, there's no shield and gruffs art.
Doesn't matter.
I just want to make sure that everyone can hold their own, so to speak.
I
We'll
get my
see.
bent dagger out and start trying to pull.
I'm going to ask you this question. You want to grip the blade of your dagger and start trying to bend it back into place. Okay, make an athletics check for me.
Don't deglove yourself.
I've got no fingers.
Percival.
person.
Athletics. 18.
18. You do manage to kind of bend it back vaguely straight. There's like a, there's like, because you said that this wasn't, curved swords.
Scimitar.
No, it's more like, because it was like, if this is the blade of the dagger, it was like this, it's like, he's like bent it like back like this. But it's also like, this is not an extremely well-made dagger. Like this, if this was forged like forged steel, you would not be bending it with your bare hands. This is like a pretty, it's probably a very simple metal. But yeah, it's
Not quite right.
it's still no good. But I'm also gonna say that you kind of stop before you end up like slicing your hand on it or anything like that.
Snapping the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Ready.
Wonderful. To the mines.
All right.
To the mine.
Okay. You guys start making your way. It is a little bit of a trek, and you will be traveling through the night to get there, because it is a good few hours to basically try and reach there.
Oh, I didn't realize how far it was.
Yeah, they left early in the morning and they come back at night. Yeah.
Oh, just to, because I don't think I actually have any dark vision.
No,
Is it? Could we have?
because I have changed a lot of the species and ancestries.
Do Dragon Ball normally have?
I don't know, but not in Altheya they don't. In fact, the only races that have true dark vision, I believe, are I think Wild Hearts get it. If not, you need to check because I don't know if it's put it on there.
So I've got low light.
Low light vision is
So
what
I
they
can
have.
ignore the penalties for dim light.
Yes, I've changed it. Ha ha ha! So
I thought that Dragonborn did, but because I don't, and now that we're wandering into the darkness, could I have asked for a torch or a lantern that the guards were handing out? Or
I'd say you can have a torch.
okay, cool.
They'll give you a torch, just a normal torch.
Backpack of
I have a torch.
I have a torch already.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I
there's
spent 15
no
minutes asking for a torch before realizing I have one.
a lot of ancestries don't have dark vision as they normally do in 5e. They've got something called low light vision, which is they see really well in low light conditions. Only a few races, I believe, only dark elves and the Duenna Durgar have true dark vision because they live in perpetual darkness.
Modified rules? What an exciting journey for
Yeah,
all.
it's almost like every race in the game shouldn't have dark vision, so darkness is actually a thing.
Yeah.
And there's reason to cast spells that give it to you and stuff.
Why
Why can't I find that on my
It'll be in senses. I don't believe you have it.
Or features and traits if you have
features and traits.
something.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
I have it.
You do? Of course you do.
She is the dark.
Yeah.
I am the dark.
Yeah, with Ophelia's nature, she does have it.
Yeah. But for most of us, we're going to need to torch it up.
I've got my bullseye lantern.
Perfect. Yeah.
Bullseye lantern, yeah.
You guys
Nice lantern.
light all these up, and you begin making your way through the woods. It's dark. And this is a very small, minor journey.
Right.
As you're going to be traveling through the woods. Actually, no, it's only a few hours.
A minor journey.
Oh, that went far.
That went too far. I'm not going to have you make a roll for this because it isn't too far from Burnell.
these journeys?
And there will be for longer journeys. Taking a little bit from the 5e, the Middle Earth stuff that we did. I've been using some of those rules. But for this one, there are enough trails and well-worn roads that lead up to Blackrock Mine that you don't necessarily need to make any sort of checks for this.
Okay. Good to know.
Path.
You arrive. You will be arriving at night, though. You begin winding your way up through the woods and along the roads, following a little bit of the path of the Blackrock River, and then diverting off as you begin to see trails and signs of wagons, heavy wagons, that have come and gone many, many times up and down this route. And as you eventually reach, and you're kind of winding up into the hills, the big jagged mountains behind you, but as the sun sets fully, as Pyrrhus's fortress falls down below the rest, on the horizon, the fortress of Melia, the moon, begins to rise. This it's a very small moon here on Altheya, but bright silver, this beautiful silvery light that just peaks up on the corner and begins to rise. And for all of you, this would not be an uncommon sight, but for the audience, one thing that we've not sort of described in this world as you've been going about your business is throughout all of this, as the sun and the moon begin to rotate, we also see traveling across the horizon and coming more into view, but having only shifted so slightly since this morning, another celestial body. As we see this broken moon, a larger moon, not somewhere between the sun and the small silvery moon of Melee, but this broken shape of a moon that is being pulled apart ever so slightly, bits of it crumbling and breaking away, just looming. It has this faint golden red light and these black cracks woven across its surface, and you would all know this to be the crown. This is the moon in which, for the Ilmerans, this is the moon in which the creator deity, the sovereign, was bound to after they were overcome with grief and rage and tried to basically annihilate everything in the Bright Storm. For Ophelia, the sovereign name you still know, but they were not the creator. They were an enemy. They were a fool that the Grave Father basically banished and sealed in this the Grave Father was the one that imprisoned them in this moon for basically provoking the Proto-Magi and basically having to resolve that issue, basically. So it's a different thing for you, but similar concepts. And that has always been sort of lurking in the background. During the day, it's a little harder to see in the sky, but at night, the glow of it is a lot more intense and you can see it. But the sun and moon basically always keeping this ever watchful vigil over the crown.
It's been breaking and crumbling for
a long time. Yeah.
It's not like
absolutely.
a new thing.
No. There are scholars, like those of you who are particularly scholarly or educated, there are scholars who track like how much it's breaking apart. And apparently everything's fine. The church, the Scion Church,
Everything's fine.
the Church of the Scions tell you that like there's no need to worry. It's all fine.
Oh, if the church is saying it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all being
I'm never going to second guess them.
it's all being kept well intact.
Can I just say, like, of the lore that you've let us read, the Crown and Sovereign is some of my favorite stuff I've ever read. Like, I was reading it like, yes, Mark, more.
Alter that dripping out as the episodes proceed.
And it is
Dripping out.
dripping out.
Rip it will.
And there is the crown. The crown moves slowly over Altheya. It does pass across the entire world. So Osseous knows the crown, and it goes through phases where it seems to kind of be in certain areas more than others. But it takes a very long time to move, and so the sun and the moon keep this ever watchful vigil on it. But it does slowly move across the sky. But during the day, harder to see. At night, a bit more visible. So we see that sort of looming in the background.
Big in the sky, is it?
It's pretty big. Like we are. The best visual reference I can give you, and you'll forgive me if you've not played it or like know it.
Sonic Adventure
but like
2,
I think you'll get it. No, I don't know that.
When he blows up the moon.
Yeah, when he blows up half.
Shut up.
Oh boy.
There they go.
In World of Warcraft, when you see Draenor up in it, and you see the broken world, like, when you look at that, like in Outlands, that basically, it's like that. Like it's quite big, very, very noticeable, but yeah.
Oh, I was basically right.
Sure.
Very dim in the day.
Eggman did blow up the moon.
That's no moon.
You make your way along the trails, along the roads, weaving your way through forests, climbing up into the hills as these, the dips and peaks of these hills kind of rise all around you, the roads weaving and curving through them all. And eventually you come out into a clearing and you can see that as the hills become more rocky, you begin to see kind of shapes taking form, and you see very faint dim lights, lanterns maybe lit in the distance. And as you draw closer and closer, you begin to see the telltale signs of the miner's trade. You see quarried stone, you see not tracks, but you see like heavy, deep ruts where wagons laden with rock and materials have been dragged and moved around. And as you approach, you begin to see what you think, just in the darkness, you can just make out the shape of the mine entrance itself. And as you begin to approach, you hear screaming. Echoing as if from a great distance. No! And then eventually, as you draw closer and closer, you begin to see the wagons themselves. You see tables, you see barrels, you see chests and crates laid out in front of the mine entrance. And as you do, this burst of movement from the entrance erupts, especially in the lantern light of Rowan's hooded lantern, which casts this big wide cone of light. Stumbling into like almost blinking, some of them stunned for a minute. You see miners rushing out. They're coming! They're coming! Ah! And they begin charging forward towards you, and you see something skittering behind them as it rushes forward. Several of the miners, some of them trip and fall, some of them actually blinded by your light, Rowan, trip and stumble over things they didn't see as they're running out into the light.
Trying to fumble my...
And as they do, they swarm forward, and they are, as I said, some of them manage to keep running, but several of them trip and fall.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, no.
We got a battle map on our hands.
so the ones that keep running, have they like run beyond us? They're actually just...
They're coming towards you.
Okay, they're not ahead of us yet.
Yeah.
A mine.
Scuttering behind them. Pouring.
What is
out.
it?
I'm reusing some old minis, but I will describe them in a moment, slightly differently. Some running along the walls, some running along the ceiling. You begin to see figures emerging.
Oh, they're spooky.
Not a big fan of skittering.
Yeah, skittering's
Right,
not
that's
a
a
good
Great word,
It
though.
is a great
Like-
word.
Gross.
It's great.
Good descriptor.
It's a great, yeah.
But we also have to show off what you guys do.
Here we come!
So I'd like to try, you might be able to reach these a bit easier. Can you lay them out facing towards the PTZ at the very front?
A big
so we can
reveal.
get some lovely images of them.
Of course, if you are listening right now, our
Yes.
social media is the best place
Yeah.
to see these bad boys.
Yes.
I will be posting them on
Everywhere.
social media, so you guys can see them.
But we have tried to accurately pose our characters as closely to our illustration and the artwork as possible. Mark has done a wonderful job in painting these as
And
well.
just for reference, for those of you who can see them, these miniatures are a larger scale than other D&D miniatures, so they are more noticeable on the battle map, so you'll be able to see them a lot easier.
Look at them.
We're not just giants.
No, they're not just giants. It is done purposely so that it's easier to find the PCs and know who's
They're
who.
so good. And they're all color-coded as well.
And they are all colored.
Gorgeous.
But yeah, imagine that you are on this long strip. There is, almost like over maybe 100 feet or so to the mine entrance. These miners are rushing towards you. You have trees flanking either side of you. You see a few rocky outcroppings, crates and barrels and wagons all along the way as you see these creatures scuttering. In the lantern light, you're trying to now put it out, Rowan, so you only catch a brief glimpse of the things that are pouring out, chasing the miners. But they almost look like, on four limbs, but they're not legs. They're like digging talon-like claws. You see these kind of reptilian bodies mixed with this kind of carapace like an armadillo. There's almost a xenomorph element to them as they kind of scutter forward. These big jaws, 4 legs, but these huge jaws that like open up, no eyes, but these kind of, their legs are just points, like razor sharp points, and then they have a second set of minor little tiny arms on their chest that have almost scoop-like hands, and they are chasing after them.
For ice cream.
Yeah, for ice cream. 3 of the miners trip, stumble, are running slowly because it looks like they're injured and fall. 2 more are like running past, and they look like they're just about to run past you. Basically, they are just screaming for their lives. Run, flee, get the guard, help! These monsters! Vault spawns! I don't know what they are. They're screaming like at you. And at this point, you know what the words are.
Yeah.
Let's roll initiative.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Low rollers!
Not bad. Where we are on the map now, is that...
You are, going to be basically on the edge of the map, kind of running into the field of battle, basically.
Okay.
If you guys want to arrange yourselves in an order and turn around to like face the correct direction.
towards
I'm probably
Rowan.
near the
I
front.
guess it would be.
You were like
here with
cone
the
lighting.
Behind Rowan.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'd be
So-
kind of near the front.
Was it everyone that had torches, or was it just...
I had a torch as well.
You have a torch in your inventory. You can have a torch lit.
Altheya, where are you at?
I will be near the back.
Daisy?
Yeah.
Like there?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring me across.
Could
Xanth,
as well?
could Xanth be
I
behind
will
me?
dismiss Percival when my time comes. Turn comes around.
Fair enough. Oh, you dismiss.
Dismiss.
Well, like say to him, like wait
piss
behind you
off.
and stuff like
Fuck
that.
off.
He doesn't. He has like Percival has a short sword like tucked into his robe, like monk belt. But he, he's not trained for combat. He's not a combat.
He's a
servant.
precious boy.
Not yet, he's not.
He's delicate.
We'll teach him the way of the blade.
All right. So if I can get initiatives from Rowan.
I got a 6 plus a whole whopping 7.
7.
Sorry.
Gruffith. 12. Daisy.
14.
For Daisy. Xanthius.
I also got a 12. What's your dex score?
Sorry, I will do it
Higher than
automatically.
yours.
Ophelia.
13.
13. Perfect. The miners, if I forget them, please, the miners will be going on initiative. I will try and add this. On initiative 4.
Oh, so last.
So I will add this as a manual entry. Miners, initiative 4. They have an AC of 11.
So we're against currently 1, 2, 3, 4 skittering boys. Yes,
That we can see.
that we
Yeah.
can see. And there are 3 miners collapsed. Well, not collapsed, fallen over.
Right. So yeah, you see this before you. As I said, the light is dimming. Right now, the only light you have is your light sources. Anything beyond the range of your light sources will have, basically, you'll be treated as blind. It's kind of in the darkness. We'll describe the scene and you can see it for the purposes of visual acuity. But for the most part, I believe you will have a 20-foot radius on a torch with another 20 feet of dim light.
So there's no other light sources even at the mine.
Oh, actually, no, that's true. So at the mine entrance, there will be 2 hanging lanterns right in front of the mine entrance.
Okay, so there is light there.
Yeah, I'd say
cool.
Small spots of
Yeah,
light.
small spots of
Man, we're gonna have to monitor light a lot more, which is cool. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's just radius, or like with the bullseye lantern, it's a cone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's
How good those minis look.
Great.
good looking minis. Thank you, Chris Trott, for printing them as well. It's a very good print job.
A4.
Work.
Right, so with
Lots of
that,
paper. Stacked.
Daisy, you are going to be the first up to act this time.
Come on, girl.
Good, get 'em.
Okay, so at the moment everything's still a little bit further away. And Daisy's probably
I mean, you
scared.
certainly, yeah. I mean, like these things are all running. They're chasing after these miners, but yeah, you're quite far away.
So what I'm gonna do as my action, I will cast the light cantrip on my dagger, which is on my hip. I'll pull it out, cast the light cantrip on it.
What does it look like when Daisy casts a spell?
It's very golden light.
Just like
Very
internal.
golden light. Maybe her eyes glow a little bit gold momentarily. And yeah, then it'll.
Then this dagger just kind of emits this light, basically. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm trying to work out how far I am from.
Yeah.
What?
Light cantrip.
Yeah?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I know that's a thing. I know it's a
I'm
thing.
gonna move to here.
Sure,
My
just be-
movement. I can't reach her.
The secrets!
The
saw them. I saw them.
I've read
all.
everything.
I need a DM assistant to.
Please, someone move Daisy to here.
If you pass halfway, and then I can take it away.
Thank you.
So behind this wagon.
Yeah, and I'm just going to duck down and go, for now.
Okay.
I'll draw my short sword, and I've got my dagger with the light cantrip, so I have some light.
Okay, so you're holding that in your offhand, and then you've got your short sword in the other hand. And so you're just ducking down for a bit of cover?
Ducking down for now, because she's a bit scared and she's just seen something.
Are you actively trying to hide, or are you...
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's try and hide.
It's going to be a bit difficult because you are carrying a glowing light with you. You are emitting
True.
light. You can try it.
We'll try it.
It's just going to be harder. I'm going to add a secret, penalty, basically.
Okay.
So give me a stealth check.
9 plus 7.
16.
That.
Okay, all right. I will note that down.
Okay.
Wow.
Nuts.
Proficient. That's
Well, I
pretty
know,
good.
but 7.
There is, unfortunately, so I think that for this, as you're trying to hide, you probably, holding this light-emitting dagger, you sort of wedge it behind your back or, in, the folds of your skirt to try and dampen the light. There is still a glow coming out, but you are, ducked down behind the barrels and behind this wagon trying to hide as best you can.
Basically wants to prepare herself for the inevitable.
Sure.
And have light when she needs.
When she needs it. Ophelia.
Ophelia will ask Percival to go and hide behind that big tree over on the right.
Yep.
He's D4 is Percival.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, no, don't worry about that. We don't need to put Percival down.
He's a safe boy.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be okay.
Okay.
Don't need to worry about him.
Perfectly into my hands.
I know, it's so good.
Not yet. I think in this fight, Percival's not in any threat.
Okay, so he's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
In other fights, he probably will be, but not in this one.
All right. And then Ophelia will take her crimson gauntlet with the red gem, and she will grasp her whip with that hand, pull it out, and just say, "Crimson runs in every man, woman, and person, and all shall sleep within the grave." And then she'll be bathed in a red light as she rages.
Oh!
Alrighty.
So that's a class.
So we watch as this red light engulfs Ophelia. The gem on the gauntlet, because you had already manifested the whip, right? It's already been out.
Yeah.
So the gem, you actually see this gauntleted, hand, this piece of armor, and there is a socket where a gem should be, but it's just this red whip now, holding it. And the whip, as Ophelia pulls it free, and this red light equips, it's like the whip drips.
Oh.
Red, crimson dripping from it, and you watch as her eyes flare. As she opens her mouth, you see these pointed, sharp teeth. As her body almost and her reactions, her body now moves lightning quick. Do you want to move? Where do you want to move to, or do you want to?
I'll move forward. How much? 35 feet forward.
5. Okay,
I think.
yeah, makes sense.
Just check and make sure.
Where?
Right at the
Sorry, it's been a while.
Right at the top.
drag up. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. 35. Yeah.
Yep, 35. So that was your action. So you've bonus actioned.
Bonus action.
Moved.
Moved.
Action. What would you like to do? You could dash, or you could,
I'll dash
prepare.
forward to intercept.
Yeah, another 35.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5.
So about another 30-ish feet from the
Yeah,
kitchen.
but you're getting close to the first kind of downed guard, the guard that's tripped over. But he sees you rushing forward. The other two see you just run past them lightning quick. And they're just panicked and screaming, running for the others. Help us, monsters, monsters, pointing back as you rush up towards these things. All right, nice.
Okay.
That was a lot, wasn't it?
Are you actually emitting a red light, or was that just
There was a red light. There was a red light, yeah.
There was,
Is there
but it's
still
not
one?
now.
Can be.
It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Awesome.
So there is still this kind of red light clinging
It's like
to
a
Ophelia.
heartbeat pulsing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like a heartbeat. Yeah.
As she rushes up.
That is an evil.
We have Gruff and then Xanthias on deck.
Do you know what we just need though? Is we just need some music to start playing some
hell yeah.
metal music, as your your theme tune just following you around.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. Well, Griffith, there are innocent people in the path of violence and danger. So I guess without a question, he would also shout, "Protect the vulnerable!" and start running forward. He would dash as well. So 25.
Just out of my reach.
25 plus 25 is 50. So just behind Ophelia.
25. And then 10, 5. Yeah.
Can I be slightly to the right of Ophelia? Is that, yeah? And as I do so, I would like to invoke the power of Oak and Thorn.
Bonus action.
As my bonus action. So I guess you see is like Gruff, without a question and a heartbeat, and seeing these miners being chased, would just start running after Ophelia. And as he does, I guess how would it work? His body starts changing and grows, and out of his body comes ash and oak and thorn as he almost solidifies, but he's still mobile.
Yeah.
So it almost creates armor. Like it kind of builds this knightly looking armor almost, and then it grows into these spikes of like woods and things like that. Still with leaves, almost like it's sprouting fresh buds and things like that. And I'm assuming you pull your shield from your back as well with your staff in the other hand as you dash forward. As you watch as the primal energy of the land itself seems to flow into Gruff, and then mold itself and grow from his body into this wooden protective armor, this layer of power basically, as he rushes forward.
And to the miners, I don't know if they're listening because they're kind of probably in a world of panic, but he would just be shouting at them, "To me, to me!"
Cool. Yeah, definitely sees the ones who are you've run past are so focused on running away. They're just running.
Yeah.
But the three that have fallen down, you can see them scrabbling, looking up in hope as the two of you, both Gruff and Ophelia, rush forward. One glowing in red light, the other one now emboldened by this magic-looking wooden armor, a ray of hope. They see oh, we're gonna be saved, as they rush forward. Xanthias.
I would like to run forward 30 feet to catch up with everyone else, yelling to at least the miners that are running towards us to stand behind us and help us fight against these things.
Give me a intimidation check.
On them?
Yeah.
Okay. Intimidation.
Yeah, because you're being quite forceful with stand and fight kind of thing.
Cock.
It looked cock, yeah.
Cock.
It looked
Intimidation, that's a 21.
21. They as Xanthias in this regal, draconic voice, almost stand and fight. They kind of stop and look.
Well,
and you can
stop.
Yeah. Well, no, they take a moment and they're holding these picks and they're we can't. We tried. But seeing you, they're oh, and they kind of turn maybe we can seeing this rush of aid.
It was definitely a stand behind us.
Yeah.
And as an action, I don't know if was that a action bonus action type.
That's just you yelling.
As an action, I want to cast a spell.
You got spells.
I have spells, and I want to cast Mage Armor to give myself 13 AC. That's a first level spell, which I almost almost these twisting symbols and shapes coat my body and around my chest, shoulders, and arms. These geometric forms rotating and spinning until eventually they slow to a stop and then fade into basically invisible nothing. Almost a force field protecting against hits. And that will be pretty much my turn. I almost want to, I don't know if it's a bonus action thing, I almost want to wave my torch as a sort of means to get the attention of these boys. I don't know if this is a action thing. I cannot do it.
You can start waving your torch around, yeah. Whether or not these creatures will be affected by it, you just have no idea.
Okay. And also, because I haven't spent resource, you notice across maybe my left arm these runes begin to glow. And a slight illumination, and it's the same sort of effect you saw as in the mage armor, but it's directly etched onto my skin, almost interwoven with some of my scales. Slowly twisting, impossible shapes appear on at least one of my arms.
Are you expending a thing to generate?
If I don't spend them, it happens for free.
Does it? Oh. Okay.
I believe so.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was when you spend them, then
you spend,
then you charge it. Have a read of it. You have a read of it as we go into the next turn. Because also, we do have to take a break in a minute, but I'm going to take the monster's turn very quickly first.
Here we go.
Yeah. You watch as these skittering creatures rush out, and they do begin to sort of pounce on the fallen miners. Some of them do anyway. Some of them come rushing out. 21, 30, 35. Yeah. Dash. Actually, no, this one's going to tell mine, this one's going to dash. One of them, of the pack of four, rushes towards an open chest on the table. It looks like the miners, maybe some of their finds from the day, it looks like they're building up a chest, depositing raw chunks of what look like minerals, things like that. You see maybe some ore. Altheya, you and Gruff are the only ones really able to see this in detail. It looks like the chest is full of things. The creature leaps onto this chest and begins scooping the gold and iron ore within this chest into its mouth and eats it. Just vanishes.
Okay.
The other three begin their barrage against the miners themselves. Each of the miners is going to take 5 points of damage. So that's all three of the ones who are down.
Oh dear.
You watch as blood sprays and spurts as these creatures tear into them with their gnashing teeth and their ripping talons as they do so. And then you begin to see other shapes at the head of the
You know we're level 2, right?
two more appear in the head of the tunnel.
5 now, okay. No. 6. Yeah.
We go to Rowan.
Rowan is panicking, but he's like, okay.
He's gonna move 30.
And looking at all the creatures and the one that's consuming the gold in particular, he slams his hands together, which causes the geometric veins on his arms to pulse with a blue energy, and he pulls his hands apart, creating an image, I reckon, by that tree on the far right side, like next to it on the ground, a big pile of gold.
Fantastic. All right, I'll put a little D4 down there.
Silent image.
Silent image.
Nice.
Fantastic stuff. Love it. So yeah, and you watch as this glittering pile of gold emerges. And as they do, you see the two closest to it, currently chomping on these miners who have fallen, who are trying to shield themselves. Their heads snap to the gold almost immediately. They cock their heads and twist them. But they do seem intrigued. And I believe with Silent Image, a creature, when it interacts with it, can make an investigation check to determine it's an illusion, I believe.
Physical interaction with it reveals it to be an illusion because you can pass.
Otherwise, a creature can make an investigation check to see if it is an illusion.
DC, save DC of whatever.
Yeah, it will be on their turn if they do that anyway, because they'll have to divert their attention towards it. But they definitely seem drawn immediately.
Cool.
Like they're just turn towards it.
Sweet.
With that, the very last thing I'm going to do is the miners, the three that fall up, do manage to stand up, but you can see they are badly hurt. This one in the back is like glancing. There are more! They're coming! As he turns, the other two kind of turning, trying to feebly bring their picks up. They are going to try and take some swings. One of them hits. The other one will sadly miss. One of the creatures, this one, the furthest one closest to Altheya and Gruff, we're going to call that creature A. I'm going to work backwards. A. Is going to take 3 points of damage just from this miner as he kind of like swings his clumsy pick as he does so.
Nothing.
The other two that you called to, Xanthias, are going to kind of form up behind Gruff. Seeing this warrior and Altheya stand forward, they're going to kind of like, we're with you! And they kind of like shuffle up, but they're not going to take any action. They're just going to kind of ready themselves defensively. They're going to take the dodge action, still cowled and intimidated by these creatures, but they're pulling themselves to the fight.
Yeah.
And with that, that is going to be where we end.
Is that the end of the turn?
That is the end of the round, yeah.
I want to apologise. I'm playing a new class.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, sorry, the way it works is I can use a bonus action to spend a resource to do that.
Yes, you can spend a sorcery
Shall I do that? Because I had a bonus action.
Yes, you do, yeah.
It's a sorcery point, indeed. I am a sorcerer.
What's that?
A sorcerer.
But it means I have 2 of those runes.
You have 2 charged runes.
I do.
Yes. So you watch as these shapes begin to glow up. But yes, you spend a sorcery point.
Is the audience yet picking up what I'm putting down?
Putting down. With that is going to be the end of part 1. Thank you so much for joining us. We will join us again after a short break as we come back for part 2. Ooh.
The combat.
Combat. Bye. Welcome back to part 2 of Altheya, the Dragon Empire, our new campaign here on High Rollers. You join us as our heroes after investigating a few matters around the village of Burnell, pursuing some criminals that are on the run and have caused the Duke's soldiers to lock down the roads and prevent them traveling beyond Burnell. They have joined the investigation, and after discovering a few clues and figuring out where they may go, the party have headed north and up into the hills as the sun sets and as the shadowed moon of Melee rises. They make their way up, heading towards a mine, Blackrock Mine, built into the Obsidian Mountains that has once furnished Burnell with ore and treasure and prosperity. Having made their way up there with torches and lanterns now lit as darkness fully encroaches the forests around the mine, they arrive just in time to see a number of terrified miners fleeing from the mine entrance itself, pursued by strange creatures. Sleek bodies with piercing talons and scooping mandible hands, almost xenomorph-like in their appearance. Chasing after them. Several of the miners trip and fall and are descended upon by these creatures, and our party rushes up to engage them as more still seem to be pouring out of the mine itself. And that is where we jump back into the action at the top of a brand new run.
Combat.
And we've pretty much seen various different abilities from the various heroes so far. Some revealing perhaps what their class may or may not be, or at least one of their classes may not be. Or maybe somebody's a multi-class. Ooh. Who could it be? Or is there anybody?
Could that be?
Or maybe Mark's just
I don't think there is
double
any.
bluffing.
Multi-classing?
Or maybe I'm double bluffing.
Triple off.
Yeah, I'm throwing people off.
I don't know.
I mean, we're level 2, so
No, I was
you
just,
are.
guys, I was just trying to keep the mystery so that people are like, maybe Ree's a barbarian and something else. You know, I was trying, you ruined it. No, I'm joking.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. We begin a brand new round. At the top of the round, we have Daisy Thistleheart.
I have 1 level in everything,
Yeah,
actually.
that's fine. Yeah, that's an achievement. We have Daisy currently positioned behind a wagon laden with chests, heavy-looking chests. There is a little rocky outcrop nearby with some sandbags and crates and things nearby. You can see that Altheya and Gruff have moved up, both engaging these strange powers that they have as they rush up to engage their foes. Xanthias enshrouding himself in magical protections and wards, and Rowan creating an illusory pile of gold that these creatures seem to be drawn to. And that is where we start. Yeah, Daisy, kick us off.
Okay, so she's ducked down behind, and now she's seen Altheya and Gruff like running forward. She's seen everyone running forward and looking all epic and badass, and she's like, okay, be brave, be brave, be brave.
Be cautious, little one. And you hear the voice in your head.
No, it's fine, I've got this. And she's gonna run this direction, 30 feet, and I can get to this guy with the miner beside him.
So 5,
A.
10, 15, 20, 21. Yeah, so you can get about here.
Can I attack him?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm
Kind
going
of skew, I'd say, because you can take an angle on the cart and sort of
Yeah.
it's kind of an awkward space there.
should probably duck under like the wooden beam, the
Sure.
handles of the
Yeah,
car
yeah.
and scoot through. So I'm going to attack with my short sword. Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. 16 plus 5.
16 just barely hits these things.
21.
Oh, 21.
2100% does.
Absolutely. So you find a gap between these kind of like chitinous plates, and you thrust the blade in.
So I'll get my sneak attack on this.
You will indeed. The miner is sort of ready to fight. They did strike.
So 11 damage.
11 points of damage. As you plunge the blade in, you find this weak point, driving the blade in, and you feel Nim in your head just like now, kind of helping direct your strike a little bit as the blade plunges in, the miner kind of distracting the creature, and you watch as it spasms and twitches. And as you pull the blade free and its body begins to slump down, I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me, Daisy, both you and the miner, as this thick, sizzling, in the darkness, maybe black, dark blood sprays out, and as it hits, in fact, I can roll the miners. As it hits the miner, you watch as it splashes across his chest, and he begins to burn as this acidic-like blood sprays all across him.
Okay.
And he is unfortunately. Let me roll.
Wait, did you kill him?
I think you did.
Is it dead?
Did I kill the
He is the creature is dead.
First kill!
The creature is dead, but you watch the miner is like he's on death's door. He's like really badly in pain as he staggers back as this creature begins to melt. You watch as even if it hits the ground, you see that its stomach quite bloated underneath all the chitinous plates. As it falls to the ground, its armor no longer protecting it. Its stomach is quite bloated, but all of its like armor and things begin to dissolve very rapidly, almost like it's quickly burning in its own digestive acid, basically.
I got a 13, by the way.
13 is enough. You're going to take half damage. One point of acid damage. As you kind of manage, and you just get splattered maybe on your shoulder, and this like burning, sizzling skin as this thing dies.
She's just gonna be like, That's it.
Yeah, the miner is not even in a state to really thank you or say anything. He's just reeling, like half of his face is burnt and like all of his chest.
I'm gonna say, sir, move behind the lion man.
He's just like stumbling towards the light sources and things like that now. Daisy, anything else? You don't really have any movement.
No,
You've
because
attacked.
I was preparing to do an offhand dagger attack, but he died.
You still have your bonus action. You could, with your abilities, take a dash action if you want to, using your things. Well, you've used sneak attack. You could use cunning action.
Oh, she a rogue.
Yeah, you could use cunning action to take the dash action if you like. Don't forget as well.
True, since I haven't used that off.
So you could keep moving. This is like a little ramp that leads up to like the area above the mine.
I think she will probably being cautious enough because she's not super brave. I'm trying to. She's not Ayla. She's not a barbarian here. So she's probably gonna duck back behind Ophelia, so that she's like kind of in this line of defense, or beside that crate, maybe one back there. Yeah. So I'll dash back there.
You plunge the blade in, it spurts its blood over you and the miner. You pull it free, rolling to the side. You then run past, weaving past the red-auraed Ophelia as the whip kind of uncoils next to you as you rush
Wait,
past.
is that blood? What the hell?
Yeah. And in fact, it is indeed Ophelia, your turn next.
Nice. I think Ophelia, if she's running down, she's going to clock this monster up on her left. And then she'll jump up on the table that's behind her and like
Backflip, please.
Oh yeah, she's going to flip. But like flip over the monster and use that extra momentum and just crack the whip towards this monster.
Yeah, give me the attack roll. Would you, I was going to say, before you roll, remember, you can be reckless, but it has to be announced before you attack. Or at least there's some leeway.
Making a
You're making the thing.
horrible face.
But it just means that any attacks against you have advantage. Yeah.
So it's make yourself easier to hit, but hit them real hard.
Well, or like make your chance.
Way.
Well, but if you had advantage, you get to roll twice.
Yeah.
Benevolent DM, would you allow?
Oh yeah. 'Cause we're learning. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm reminding Rhea of it now. Make this.
20.
20 hits. The blood whip lashes out, corner of the thing. Don't forget to add your rage damage to this as well.
An extra +2. Oh! 16.
Oh my god!
my
16.
12.
Oh,
I got a 4, and then +2, +2.
So 8.
8. That's 8.
16.
That was a roller coaster.
16, 12.
Wait, did you read it as ×2 ×2?
Listen, math is hard, guys.
That's still
Math's hard.
still good damage.
Yeah.
Did you multiply instead of add?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
How? How have you done this?
I'm so excited.
The whip lashes out and it cuts through the chitinous plates and it catches the creature across the neck. You watch as kind of the acidic blood spills out of this thing onto the ground. Not enough to fully kill it, but it is reeling, nearly blown over by this powerful one strike. But you do leave yourself quite wide and open as you bring the whip back for your follow-up attacks on later turns. Anything else, Ophelia, on your turn?
That's it, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. In that case, we have. You just have the one whip, don't you? You don't have two.
No,
Yeah.
2.
Just the one.
I was going to say, because you do have you still had your bonus action, so I wasn't sure if you had a second attempt.
I
But
don't
yeah,
know.
no, you don't. All right. In that case, we go to Gruff.
That's a thing.
Am I 25 foot from, like, the one that I'm directly facing, who's kind of nearest
This
to
guy?
the illusory gold? No,
Oh, this guy?
And attacking a miner.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You'd have to move here.
Well, yeah, can I make the distance, basically?
Yeah, you
can.
can.
I get to him? So,
Oh, you want to get to him?
yeah,
Yeah.
I am going to run.
Also, your movement is 35 feet, by the way.
It's 25, apparently.
I am looking at it on my end, and it says 35 feet.
Are you
We're ignoring the encumbrance thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, we had a
we're
weird
ignoring that,
encumbered
yeah.
thing. Oh, in which case, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can easily get to him.
I'm totally up in his face. So I'm gonna run over. Perhaps, a little roar
Mm-hmm.
on the way over.
Cheeky.
Cheeky. This guys. While I'm roaring and rampaging, I am shillelaghing.
Okay, so as a bonus action, you cast Shillelagh.
I'm shillagaing,
Shigoggoth.
and I'm going to attack.
Okay, this creature is actually, because of the pile of gold Rowan created, you have advantage. It is distracted.
My sweet boy
It was a good
Rowan.
move.
I'm also distracted by the gold.
Let's go, Rowan.
Luke Goblin.
Don't eat that
There he
gold.
goes.
He's playing a gold dragonborn for a reason.
So the highest was 16 plus 5.
That will hit, 21.
And then I'm
The quarterstaff comes bludgeoning down.
8 points of damagios.
8 points of damage. Very similar to the one fighting Altheya. You bring your quarterstaff down, crushing a portion of its back, and you kind of hear this wet, squelching sound. The creature is still alive, but just barely as it staggers, kind of as it turns up to face you, but heavily wounded.
It's probably more of an RP thing than a mechanic thing, but Gruff would be looking to kind of position himself between the monster and the miner, just that kind of protecting, trying to get in the way.
Absolutely.
and-
You did take the attack action,
Yes,
and you
I
have your
did.
Armor of Oaken Thorn, so
So I would say that if anyone was watching, why are you? There's a lot going on. But if you were watching, you would probably actually see that armor on Gruff's chest burst with a green light, almost like growing additional kind of thorns and flowers. As Gruff, in mechanic terms, gains 4 temporary HP.
as almost by the power of striking this thing, that seems to almost invigorate the living wood of the armor and seems to bloom and lend strength and vitality to Gruff as they do so.
So that's what the oak thorn. What's it called? Sorry.
The armor of Oaken Thorn.
Okay, cool.
It's really cool.
Nice.
Am I allowed to confirm? Because people will probably be like, I've never heard of this.
No, you never have, because I made it.
I am playing a custom subclass by Mark, and that is I'm a druid, Circle of the Green Shield.
Cool.
Green shield.
And it is
Very
a
cool.
sort of martial druid, almost like a more warrior-like druid.
Inspired by the Green Knight.
Yes,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
And a little bit of if you're interested of D&D lore, the Warden class from 4E as well. There's a little touch of that in here as well.
Okay.
Yes, I imagine you will not. There will be other custom things to come in the future. But yes, so Gruff, anything else on your turn? So you've bonus actioned, you've moved in, you've taken your attack action, you've got your temporary hit points. You're good.
You just call him Daddy.
No, I said right.
Right.
Freudian slip to me, Thomas. You can call me Daddy.
Don't encourage it.
You can say Daddy if you want, Tommy. And speaking of, Xanthius.
Oh, yes, Daddy. I will run.
It's just didn't miss a beat. Just like so keen. Like, oh my god.
Keen to please.
Yeah. You're my little Alex Horn.
That's such a perfect analogy for your relationship.
So mean. I am going to run up to Daisy.
Hello.
Or next to Daisy, between Daisy and the miner there.
You turn up next to her. She goes, "Ah!"
Daisy, you are doing a wonderful job. Good job with that thing over there.
Blood whip.
Ophelia, keep doing what you're doing. I am going to cast what I believe will be my future favorite spell, because I've never seen it before.
Oh, you've told me about it, haven't you?
It's so cool.
Tried to. Didn't understand a word of it.
So even more, these circle runes will appear in the air, and I'll almost punch at these runes to make this orb appear. It's a spell called Chaos Bolt.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
And I need to make an attack roll against a creature. I just need to pick one.
That sounds rad as hell.
Take your
It's
pick.
awesome. Now,
So that boy's heavily injured. That boy's
Both.
heavily injured. The middle guy is not touched.
the middle guy is not
The one closest to the mine entrance, preying upon this miner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I know that it also bleeds. But if it bleeds,
We can kill it.
I'm going to kill it.
I can eat it.
I'm going to eat it. So first, I just need to make a.
Up you go down.
So I just need to make an
I am going to remind you of one thing.
Uh-oh.
Your special thing.
That won't occur just yet.
I was going to say it needs to be announced as you cast, but you can't do it post cast.
So this spell can be any damage type, though.
Ah.
So
Yeah.
do I have to announce it now?
There's a
happening.
You really like the thing is you really like this spell, so I want to say yes.
But it will only apply to certain.
Yes. Okay. I'll allow it. I'll allow it that it will. You can activate it once you do the damage. When you go to roll damage, you can do it.
Let's see how we go.
Sure. Yeah.
So I need to do. Yeah, I need to do an attack roll against this boy. 23.
That's a hit.
Nice.
So this spell, I roll 2d8 and a d6 for damage.
Whoa! That's a lot of damage.
An 8 and a 1, which is frustrating.
16.
And a 6. So that is. So it is
15.
I was close.
15 damage, but I get to pick one of those 2d8s to decide what damage type it is.
Random damage type. Yeah.
yeah, it's chaos.
That's really
Chaos
cool.
ball.
chaos ball.
I'll go with the
If he
8.
rolls two double, if
If I
two
double
eights,
it,
yeah.
no, if I roll two of the same damage type, the same number on the d8s, it then bounces to someone else and does the same thing again. And it can keep chaining if I keep doubling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very it's
insane.
fucking. It's a random chance.
It's chaos.
Okay.
So there's also a chance that the person,
There
there's
you
also
go.
a chance the enemy's resistant to the type of damage that he rolls, right?
Yeah.
But I can pick
There's
one
a
of two.
chance.
Yeah, it could be bad.
So which damage type?
Just get ready for me to use that spell forever. So I'm going to make that thunder damage.
Okay. 15 thunder damage.
15 thunder.
So you watch as, and we see the kind of the punch, this blast of orb of force flies across, passing one of these miners, slamming into this creature. And as it does, it erupts with this thunderous. You watch as the stone of the mine and some of the things drop down. But this creature explodes as it hits. The miner does have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Does he succeed against
He does succeed. He's going to take half damage.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm going to say this because this is like you guys want to try and rescue these guys. I'm going to give them basically 1 death saving throw. So if you can get to them and heal them, they might be able to get up. But this guy is like coated in acid. He's like rolling around on the ground and then kind of goes quite still and quiet.
Yeah. But also, because it was thunder damage, I can't use my thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
And I've still got these glowing runes all over. Well, not all over my body, across my arms.
Yeah. End of turn.
End of turn.
All right.
That's pretty fun.
I fucking love this character.
The creatures go.
So into this.
Ding dong.
A little gremlin
Oh, I
is
told
coming
him to
now.
to them.
Oh, the guy in the middle. Yeah, they're ignoring the guy on the ground.
Is
At
that
least.
gold though, huh?
Well, these guys are rushing forward. The 2 that arrive are definitely, again, intrigued by the gold. The one that was closest, the one next to Gruff, I'm going to give a chance to see if it can work out that it's not real. It does. You don't see any eyes on these creatures. They almost have like a complete faceplate that kind of covers their eyes, but there is obviously some sort of magical thing that they're distracted by. Almost like the idea, the concept of gold has distracted them. But I'm going to give them a chance to see if they can work out that these things, it's not real.
DC 13.
Okay, the one that is currently fighting Gruff and the miner does seem to acknowledge that it's not real. The other 2 are distracted. They are still going to make, they're engaged in combat.
Sorry.
So this one is currently fine. These 2 that have moved
Okay,
up
cool.
are distracted.
The one by Gruff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Gruff, the one next to you, is going to make an attack against you because you were the one who harmed it. Kind of, it looks at you. I mean, do you carry? You've got like gold coins and stuff on you, right? Like you have some money.
10 gold.
Yeah.
10 gold.
Yeah, just ignores the miner completely and turns its attention fully on you. Wow. And it seems to almost be looking, like it's attacking like towards your coin pouch, like it's almost trying to get its mouth to where your coin pouch is.
It's like my
It is going to be a 14 to hit.
That does not hit.
Because so as it does, it tries to bite in, and its things would have struck you normally where you're unprotected, but where you have this new armor, it just thuds into it, unable to fully strike at you. Ophelia, the one that is just barely still alive, is going to reach up to you. It's going to try and attack you the same thing. That's a natural 1. You're just keeping it at bay. Very Simon Belmont, like just keeping it at bay as you.
I was waiting for the Castlevania.
Yeah.
Yes, Ree!
However, I have some more bad news.
I'm so jealous, Ree!
More joining.
Is it ever?
This is just an endless horde.
I think we
It's really-
have to get them out. We have to get the boys out.
You don't know. You don't
I
know.
realised as well. They like gold.
God!
You are gold.
I am gold.
They're gonna eat
And
you.
they always believe in my soul.
Rowan.
You are unstoppable.
Rowan.
You've got the counting.
I don't have.
So there's definitive intrigue from at least 2 of them. One is currently fighting Gruff though.
That one's not affected anymore. It was, but it seems to have worked out that it's not
There's
real.
one by a miner that.
Oh. I'm so sorry. I forgot one of their abilities. When the one that is fighting Gruff and seems very badly hurt seems to realize that the gold isn't real, the 2 that were distracted no longer seem interested, and none of these creatures seem to acknowledge the gold.
Hive mind.
Very sorry. I literally had forgotten about that ability until I just reread it.
Oh, good.
I'm so sorry.
Well, that's fine.
Watch your head, I'm like,
Line up with everybody at the back here.
in a nice
Why we're in a
line.
line?
No, we're in a line that they can't use. It's fine.
Yeah.
Kind of acid spray or kind
Oh yeah, no, we're ruined.
fireball. Nice fireball.
Fireball would
right
do it.
there.
A
Yeah.
level 2 fireball.
Fucking. I'm going to rage. JK! I'm not a barbarian.
You gonna sneak attack?
Actually got behind Xanthias.
Clasp his shoulder.
Ow!
That was incredible.
Thank you.
Please do more of it. You're a hero. Right, I'm going to cast heroism on you.
Heroism.
You're immune to being frightened. You gain 10 hit points equal to my spellcasting ability modifier, which is currently +3.
Oh,
And
good.
when the
Okay.
spell ends, you lose those hit points.
Oh.
But you get them every turn.
You get them every
You
turn.
get 3 temporary hit points
As
every
long as
turn.
I'm concentrating on it,
It doesn't stack.
Okay.
So it means that like you constantly have this
restore.
barrier.
I can replenish you heal. Replenish you
Replenish you
heroism.
heal.
Yes.
10 hit points.
Thank you.
Turn.
Thank you. I love you.
Go forth.
I will.
That is literally my turn.
So action, movement, no bonus action?
Nope.
All right, okay. In that case, Rowan,
Ooh, 60 feet. Am I 60 foot from that miner at the back there?
This guy?
Yes.
He was in the space of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. You are just within range.
Gonna reach out with my other hand and a flow of green.
Is it a
Bonus action spell. You've already cast a spell as an action this turn. The old action bonus action.
oldest trick in the book?
Cool.
Oldest trick of the book.
Got him.
You didn't cast a cantrip. You can't cast healing word.
It's rules gremlin.
You can't do that, Thomas. I run games by rule. Encumbrance rules. Anyway, all right, so we're in the end of your turn. The miners, these two are going to nervously kind of approach. They've seen that these things explode into acid. So actually, no, they're not. They're gonna kind of just stay where they are and ready themselves, ready for an attack if anything comes near them. The two that are still surviving, my apologies, I'm so gassy. Gruff, the one next to you is gonna take a swing. He misses, unfortunately. The one in the center between all the fights is also gonna take a swing. He hits.
Ooh, that miner might go down.
That is... well, that's not one of the injured ones, I don't believe.
Is it not?
No. No, it is not. It was one of the new ones that freshly moved up. It's the one fighting Altheya and the one fighting Gruff that's badly damaged. So again, he kind of clunks it with the pickaxe, the pick biting into the carapace and the chitin, but not quite destroying the creature.
I was being really dumb. I thought it was the creatures attacking,
At
not the
the
miners.
end of the turn, all of you hear this faint kind of like droning sound. But Rowan, it's more than that. You feel this strange resonance that has this aura of authority and commanding and royalty and you feel this uncomfortable kind of resonance and harmony kind of from the earth, deep in the earth. And it tends to come up, and through the mine's entrance, like a mouth, this sound kind of projects out. And all of these creatures, as they kind of hear it, they seem to be filled with this burst of life and energy, and they all get to take an immediate movement.
What the hell, bro?
We're level.
Oh, one's up in my biz.
That's nuts.
One on Gruff.
Rowan is visibly like taken aback by that.
Another one on Gruff.
If anyone's
Gruff's got 3 boys on him.
Yeah. And yeah, they are all going to take attacks.
And free attacks.
Yeah, you get 1 attack each. You can take an attack each.
Okay.
We'll start. I'm going to go round with all the 3 fighting Gruff. They are all going to attack you, Gruff.
Yep.
The first one is a miss. The second one is a natural 20.
Ouch! Mark Humes, are we doing Mark Humes crit rules?
Absolutely we are. Why would we not be?
Sweet.
Let's run through what those
good.
are in a bit.
Good. That would be 11 points of damage.
Excuse me, that's rude.
So you would take off your 10 hit points first, and then you would take the remaining 5.
Just trying to math. Cool.
7.
So was that from the crit, sorry?
That is from the crit.
How do Mark Hume's crit rules work, Mark Hume?
That's a great question. I always do max the damage of the dice, and then you add the normal damage on top. So you roll the normal damage as normal, and then you add max.
But monsters get them too, obviously. That just happened.
Yep. So they're quite dangerous.
They are spooky.
But yeah, so you watch as Gruff, this kind of sliding talent, beds in and gets in between the armor and digs deep down into you. The next one is still going to be a miss. That's only an 11 to hit you. So as they try and strike you, the miner in the middle. It's going to be a hit.
Miner in the middle.
Miner in the middle.
Heavily into these are gonna go down.
Yep, he does indeed.
in the middle.
As a creature like bites into him, and the creature kind of like looks around, lashing around, and then finally Altheya. Oh, not finally. Altheya is a miss. It's only a 7 to hit AC. And then although I do get advantage against you.
Do, yeah.
I still miss. And then Xanthius. And in fact, as you feared, like being this kind of golden dragon, this creature seems almost drawn to you. And it's going to attack you. That is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It would be 6 points of damage.
Okay, I'm going to expend a charged rune to reduce my damage
By
an amount that is equal to, but no more and no less than, an amount that I'm going to say hit a d6. So the hit impacts me, but one of the runes across my skin shifts and appears in the same place where I get hit and takes some of that damage. 5.
So you only take 1 point of damage.
Wow, that's awesome.
Hey, what up? I'm a tank sorcerer?
Torturer.
And it only comes off my 10 HP. I'm not. I'm gonna regret saying that. But
yeah, it comes up with the heroism as well. Yeah, it comes off
my
the 10 HP.
HP.
So it strikes you. The rune flares to life, almost rebuffing the attack. And even then, as it kind of nicks your skin, you just feel so empowered by Rowan's words that, like, your energy, it doesn't seem to affect you, basically.
Rhiannon, are you laughing at the fact that he thinks he's a tank?
No, Trot says something and then I put something in my head and it's stupid.
Okay. Well, we'll leave you with that one in your private thoughts. Yeah.
No one needs to know.
Perfect. We jump up to Daisy Thistleheart.
Hello. I would like to jump up on this crate in front of me, and I want to short sword attack the one that's hitting Xanthius, hopefully. Oh, I rolled a 4, so probably won't hit him.
Unlikely.
I won't hit him.
Bounces off the chitinous plates.
In which case, I will dagger. Try
Alrighty.
and hit him
Yeah.
with the other weapon, which is a 9 plus. Wait, what's my
First new characters. We will learn these numbers.
14?
14 is not enough. Again, the chitinous plates. These things are actually quite tough. Fighting them up close, their armor is quite
They're
thick.
tougher than us.
But they seem like once you can get hit through, they're not too strong. Yeah.
So wait, that was a bonus action, wasn't it? Yes.
Yeah. So you've actioned,
So-
bonus actioned. You've used 5 feet of your movement, 10 feet because it's difficult terrain.
Just gonna stay up here.
Okay. Next to Ophelia, you and Ophelia. You want to create Ophelia next to you on the table. In fact, we go to Ophelia next.
I'd like to reckless attack the guy in front of me, please.
Yes.
Reckless.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12 is not enough again.
No!
with advantage.
Even though it's on its death throes, this thing quickly now almost, you can see that as more of them appear, almost more calculating, more cunning, is predicting your movements. Whereas before it was just this savage beast that kind of run out. Now it almost seems to sense the attack coming, and it dodges out of the way. Anything else you would like to do?
Is there a way I can step back off the table and try and get towards Gruffith?
You would risk an attack of opportunity.
I will risk it.
All right. You can easily just leap down and then, you actually have to take 2. Because you would. Oh, actually, I'd say you could jump. Actually, if you give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Acrobatics check.
Jump, she can shove all the way, right?
Acrobatics.
Backflip, somersault.
7.
Booger.
Twister ankle.
Yeah.
You knee yourself.
I'm gonna reduce your speed by 10 feet, and you just take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of trip and stumble, and it slows your jump and your
I
movement.
might have resistance because I am.
You are raging, so yeah, 1 point.
Woo.
Very good. 1 point of damage. You managed to kind of pick yourself up, and then you keep running, and you get to where you are. I will now make my attack opportunity against you with advantage. Natural 20.
Oh my god.
Didn't even need it. Didn't even need a second roll. If I roll it again, I still would have beat.
It's Tango.
Oh my god! And max damage again. 11 points of damage. It's piercing. You would half it, so 5 points of
5 points.
5
Not
points
too
of damage.
bad. Rage.
So with that barbarian rage, what does the rage look like? Because Ophelia's a bit more lithe. She's not super muscular in that kind of way that Ayla was and stuff like that. Is this like the blood almost kind of as it goes to pull out, it's pulled back? Is there something supernatural about this rage, or is this just almost dogged determination?
I think it's sort of changes her whole posture. So before she's very when she's not raging, she's very upright, very well put together. When she's raging, she's more hunched forward in this more primal, feral state.
Yeah.
And she's Yeah.
So you see the wound. It's just that she doesn't care. Like she gets this deep wound and just the blood trailing behind her, almost like a ribbon of silk. Like and then it drips. Yeah, cool. I love it. All right.
cool.
So yeah, that was action. You tried to jump over. Nothing there. End of turn. Right.
Yep.
All right. Gruff.
Gruff is going to take a deep breath and roar.
Very good.
And as he roars, it's a very primal, savage roar. I would need all three of the boys to make a wisdom saving throw DC 13.
Wisdom saving throw. All right, DC 13. The first one passes. Second one fails. Third one fails. So two are currently frightened.
They are frightened until the end of my next turn.
Excellent.
Right.
So you watch as these creatures they kind of cower before you.
So they have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls.
As long as you are within visible range.
Yeah, they can't be close to me because I'm stinky.
Yeah, they can't move closer to you. As long as they just can't move towards you.
Yeah.
And then I guess I'll attack. I mean, it feels like a waste, but I need to thin the numbers out. So I'll attack the one that I was
Attacking before the heavily injured one.
working on. But I know it explodes. So is there a way I could like shield blow or something? Like no.
You can shove, but it would take your action up to do
And
that.
it's not gonna. I think I just need to.
I mean, I'd say like you're prepared for it. If you want to basically, what I would say is you could attack it. If you kill it and you know it's about to spray its acid, you could throw yourself in front of the acid so it doesn't hit the miner. You will have disadvantage on the dex saving throw, and I'll have the miner basically succeed the dex saving throw.
Yeah, it feels gruffy.
All right.
Also, in making this attack, I will gain 4 temp hit points again.
Absolutely.
So, fuck it, let's go. Oh, that's a bad roll though. It's a 3 plus 5.
The dice giveth, the dice taketh away. You swing and unfortunately it misses, sweeping over this thing. There's now 3 of them. It almost ducks, seeing your attack coming before it would have had a chance to, sensing it in some way as it ducks down, unfortunately.
That's me.
That's you done, baby. Xanthius. Oh.
No, it's on. It's its attack rolls. It doesn't matter. Carry on.
Yeah, and 2 of them do, yeah. That is the heavily injured one and the one to the side of you. The one closest to the tree line isn't frightened of you. All right, Xanthius.
I would like to cycle around this boy that is in front of me so that I am now in between 2 of these guys.
Yep.
And cast...
Oh, I do apologize. One of the miners had prepared an attack if one of these things came closest to it, and one rushed up to attack you. So I will make an attack from that miner who prepared his attack.
Okay, that might change.
He does hit.
Uh-huh.
It takes 2 points damage. It's still very much up, but it is damaged.
Okay, I will cast Earth Tread. Will I?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a 10-foot range. That's going to hit Daisy and the miner. I don't want to
Please don't do that.
Oh god, I need to get right away from these guys in order to be good. Okay, I will take the opportunity attack from this guy. Ignore the rotation thing in that case. Yeah, I'll just back up 1 to potentially take a hit from this guy.
Okay. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
With your mage armor? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 13 mage armor.
That would be 6 points of damage.
Oh.
Owie. Did you heal up from my tent?
You gain 3 more temp. Well, he doesn't stack.
So I'm back
but
to 3
He
again.
gets 3 more. He gets 3 temp points.
Up.
I had 2 after my hit. Has it been your turn since then?
It's start of your turn.
Oh, it's not my
They don't stack.
No, they don't stack.
Yeah.
No, I know.
If you
Yeah.
were
I'm back to
down-
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will just take 6 damage in that case.
So you take 3, and then you take 3 normal hits.
Yes.
Yep.
And following Rowan's advice, I'm going to do another Chaos Ball.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast this on... Yeah, the guy that was right in front of me. Unfortunately, in between Daisy and everyone, so sorry. But
Oh, fuck.
I kind of got to... I don't know how to kill them when they're far away. Right. Oh.
That's a natural.
I didn't turn like that.
Natural.
You do realize that I'm
20.
now going to take the damage when this thing dies of.
Only a little bit of acid. No, it's not the damage that
I'm
he deals
not
now.
hitting you with this. So that is Chaos Bolt critting, which will be 2d8 and a d6 maxed, and then the damage as well. So he's taking 22 already. A 2 and a 5, so I can decide what damage he takes. It's either frost or lightning. I'll go with frost.
22, 29.
And another 2, so 31 damage
dead.
on this one. What?
Oh yeah, because you rolled. Yeah.
Yeah.
You watch only as lightning damage.
Lightning damage.
So it just took my
said
brain a
frost.
really long time to.
I said frost.
You said
But it
frost.
also took my brain
He's
a really
throwing
long
me
time
off
to
now.
pass all of the information he just gave
It's
me.
a lot for Chaos.
It was
Chaos Bolt, I crit it.
Yeah,
He's
got
dead.
that. He's dead.
In frost, not lightning.
The ice, as it cascades from the sphere, the purple energy of you punching forwards, you just watch as this thing flash freezes.
Does it not explode if it's frozen?
I'm gonna say because you froze it, its acidic blood wouldn't explode outwards.
globule of
So
blood
yeah, I'm gonna
freezes
say that
instantly.
it kind of just like freezes and dies. I'm gonna say it does not
Nice.
erupt in acid as it does that.
Nat 20.
Yeah, and you got a nat 20.
And also I got a
I
nat
probably wouldn't have done that if you hadn't done a nat 20, but you got a nat 20.
Thank you.
So yeah, you watch as this thing. You watch this powerful magic from this stranglehold. You know, not even just this one, but even the previous spell. This
are
immense,
you?
powerful magic erupting forth.
And I believe I can use a sorcery point. Trot, you might want to clarify on this one as a bonus action to regain a spell slot.
You can. Yeah.
Yep.
It depends on the level of the spell that you're getting back. But first level, I believe it's one. Yeah.
So I'll regain
Or is it 2 to get a first level spell?
One for cantrip.
Oh, cantrip you don't get back because you can cast.
That's true. It's probably one.
It will say on the little table.
Yeah.
It will say on the little table. But yes, you can.
Definitely not for 5 years, no.
No. Well, after Xanthias, it will be my enemy, so you can have a look at that and how that works.
It does cost me. Okay, I won't do that. Fine.
Yeah, is it 2 to get a first level
2 to
back?
get first, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's normally double the level of the thing that you need.
Yeah. Sorry, new class.
Bad guys.
He's a bad guy.
After episode
Oh, this
2,
has
you
been
have to be an
eaten, by the way.
expert.
This way.
You 180.
Wait, what happened on episode 180?
You're a god.
I know everything.
I know. Sorcery.
Russ, you are going to get an attack of opportunity as one is going to leave from you to gang up with Ophelia.
That's a 7 to hit.
7 to hit is not enough.
It's dice.
I actually forgot their pack tactics last time, so Gruff got extremely lucky. The remaining these creatures are going to lash out with their attacks.
No, carry on. I keep thinking that frighten means I get advantage on attacking them, but
They
I
have
don't.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
But the way it's also, so one is going to strike you with advantage. This is the one I'm rolling now. The highest I got there is a 20.
Yeah,
hit.
that's gonna hit me.
So you're going to take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
The next one is frightened, but has advantage because of its pack tactics ability, so it's just a straight roll. That's a miss, it's a 2. So still terrified, but its other ally leading it tries to strike at you as best as it can. So that's those two. Ophelia, one of them is frightened of Gruff, so it is going to have disadvantage, but again it has advantage because of its pack tactics, so it's just a straight roll. That is going to be a 15.
Yep.
You're going to take 7 points of piercing, so half that down to 3.
Great, nice.
Round down. And then the other one is going to make an attack with advantage because you reckless.
Yeah.
And it also has a pack tactics. That is an 18 to hit.
Yep.
That is going to be 4 points of damage, halved to 2.
All right.
And then finally, Daisy, that is a 23 because I rolled a 19. For 7 points of damage. As these things rush up in a frenzy, some of them are so close to death and they are just being pressed on. They have no hesitation. They have no care for their own safety or their own bodies. They are being driven by something to attack furiously as they do so. Rowan, it's your turn, sir.
As I shake from hearing the sound of the mines and the deep inspire these things, I'm going to squidge past Xanthias.
Excuse me 1 second.
It's okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Go up to this guy that's on the bench next to Daisy.
Get my longsword out.
Yeah, love it. You can wield it two-handed.
Two-handed.
Nice.
Oh no.
Oh, you have to attack.
I just rolled a d10.
I was going to say, you just rolled straight damage. I watched you do it.
Oh, it's only a 6, so a 9.
9.
Nice.
You smash the bench in front, but the attack, unfortunately, this creature nimbly dodges out of the way. And it looks so close to death, but just not enough.
I look beyond at the downed miner,
Uh-huh.
and I just throw out a healing word, which is just a little gust of green energy that almost like gets drawn to him like a magnet.
I should have made his death saving throw last turn, because I forgot to do that. Do that now. See if he's still up. You don't have to mark off the spell, because you can see, as you go to reach out with the healing energy... Sorry.
Can I
What about the other one?
choose someone else?
The other one, the other one is still up, because he would have died,
known,
went
right?
down, yeah.
Yes, it goes to the other one.
This miner is unfortunately dead. I forgot to roll his death saving throw.
Rip in peace.
Rip in pieces.
What was his name?
You killed him.
You don't know?
I didn't kill him.
You exploded the boy.
It was their blood that did it. I did it by proxy.
So carved. 4 points of healing damage.
You see the one next to Altheya, his eyes kind of flutter open, and yeah, he is insane.
pass just yet.
He's like looking around, terrified. But yeah, he hears your resonant words. Anything else?
No.
Right. In that case, seeing that this guy is gonna rush up and he's gonna try and shove this thing away from him and Daisy. He's gonna try and shove him off the bench to try and get him away. I'm gonna make an attack roll. He does hit, and I have him make an athletics check. And the creature make an athletics check. Actually, watch as this guy shoves this guy back and causes him to land prone.
Nice.
This guy is going to move up, and he's going to throw his pick at it. He's just going to be like, die!
Yes.
Die! The pick goes scattering into the rocks and the trees far away, and he's like, I missed!
As he,
I need a weapon!
As he pulls it back to throw it, he lets go and it goes behind. You see a load of knees.
Into row, yeah.
My long sword to the miner.
He's like across here, like,
This, if you like.
he like looks, this guy over here is like 20 feet away, but he will look. The other two miners are going to take swings. They're going to try and get up and help. Ophelia, he does strike the one next to you.
Nice.
For 4 points of damage, in fact. And then the one next to Gruff is also going to hit.
Yay, NPC.
Yeah, go NPCs. And 3 points of damage to that one. You watch as now two more of them are looking incredibly weakened.
Yeah.
There are now 3 of them that look near close to death's door.
Good roll.
Yeah, you just need like good strikes to
Chaos
do
ball
it.
to bounce amongst.
Hey, if I double that damage, when it happens, oh my god.
Can you imagine?
One day it's going to happen
Hi.
twice.
Your turn.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Fool me 3 times.
can I run towards? So what? The way I want to do this is I want to go towards the one that's downed on the table. I want to stab him and then run past him so that if he was to explode, I would be out of
Try and
the
prepare
way.
yourself. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to.
So the way I would rule this before you decide what you want to do with this, if that's what you want to do, basically you like almost strike and keep running. The way it would work is I'll give you like a slight penalty to the attack roll, but if you do kill him, you'll have a bonus to your saving throw.
But it is also prone, so you
Prone,
get
so I get
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah.
So that's even better.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's as good as it's gonna be.
Yeah, but yeah, like to reward you because it's like you're losing some accuracy for the strike,
Shit.
but you're gaining the momentum to like help avoid the acid spray.
19.
Hits. Yeah, absolutely hits.
Is anyone-
You don't need to roll damage because this thing has 1 hit point. You can if you want though.
No, it's
Do
fine.
it. No, don't.
And
What you can do is a dexterity saving throw for me, though,
Run
please,
past.
and then run past. Where do you want to end up?
just like maybe 10 feet away from him.
Like here?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, dice.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Probably not gonna manage that.
I see.
12.
12, but with the bonus from running past, which is I was going to give you a +2 bonus, is a 14. It is a success.
So I take half damage.
You can take half damage, which is only going to be 2 points of acid damage.
Okay, I'm still praying.
Yeah.
2 point.
But you rush past, strike down. It does catch you a little bit of spray as you run past, but you manage to avoid the worst of it as you dash past a little bit further.
2 kills. Nice.
We have Ophelia, then Gruff, then Xanthias.
Thank you, and I think... Can I actually crouch down behind that little wagon there at the end of my turn?
Yep.
And,
Bonus action hide?
no.
Oh.
I'm trying to find my thing. Come on. I would like to use my... Oh, no, it's an action. Never mind.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Next turn.
Next time.
All right. So you crouch down, hidden, and we have Ophelia.
Can I do a reckless bite?
Oh,
okay.
if that explodes on you, it's filled with acid.
For me,
Reckless fight.
The head explodes.
I want to be a Dilophosaurus.
G advantage because you're reckless.
21.
21 will hit.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 points of damage.
So she's going to turn it into...
So you have some special choices when you do bite a thing. Do you have to choose those now, or is it like when you do a thing?
I can choose them now.
What would you like to do?
I can regain hit points equal to the piercing damage dealt by the bite, or I can gain a bonus to the next ability check or attack roll you make.
So, you are in. This is a unique situation because you are drinking the blood of a creature whose blood is acid. You cannot heal from this blood, but I will allow you to take. If you take you get the bonus to the damage. I will give you extra bonus to damage as you are filled with pain.
Acid.
Yeah, as you are like basically enraged further by like the acid spraying into your mouth.
Why did I do that?
What did you roll on the D4?
4.
So you will have, normally it would be a +4 damage because of the invigorating bite. I'm going to add 2 to that, so you get 6 extra damage to the attack because it is this acidic blood like filling your mouth.
Or the roll?
So fizzy.
To the damage.
The damage.
It's a damage roll.
Oh my god.
It also causes the creature to explode. I need you to make a dexterity throw.
Yeah, like right in your face as well.
I think has just killed a few.
I mean, what a way to go.
How quick can you bite and then pull back?
Spit it out.
Given that you can't
Like
quickly
biting a
run past
water
the
balloon.
13 is just enough to succeed. You can take half damage. Let's hope I don't roll. I can see your hit points. You take half. It would be 9 points, so it's half to 4 points of acid damage. No, you don't half it, do you?
Because it's
acid.
It's acid, yeah.
Yeah, so you take 9 points of acid damage.
Wait,
Are you out? Did you just kill yourself by biting?
Wait, hang
Oh
on.
my god!
But that was she passed the dex save, right?
No, that's right. It was because you passed the dex save, so it is halved. So it's 4 points of acid damage. Yes, because she succeeded the saving
Knocked
throw.
down. She gets up again. She regrets her life choices.
She becomes
So you take 4 acid damage. So you watch as Ophelia, this very prim and proper woman that you met with, is just this feral like acid like drooling down her mouth. Just like,
I feel like
my
Ophelia
God.
just became Rhiannon Gremlin
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
So
That
is
was
it
Gremlin. That
literally
wasn't.
like blood hunger vampire, like really fangs bared.
Literally,
angry.
I mean, I think it's Camilla from Castlevania, almost like you've kind of got that like fangs just like biting in, and you can see it like trying to drink the blood, but the acid just fills her mouth and just enrages her
instinct
further.
kicked in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
her health was getting low, so I'm just like...
Yeah, I knew what you were doing, and I was like, Rhiannon, these things have acid for blood. Like, I cannot let you heal from it. There's no way that you would heal from this.
new here.
I know, no, it's fine. It's just like, but extra damage, absolutely. But but you watch as like, anything else on your turn?
Several explosions.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, the miner next to you is terrified.
Yeah.
Not of the creatures, very much of Ophelia. Right, we have Gruff next.
I'm gonna do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I love it.
And
Bite their head off.
I'm gonna bite their head off. I am going to. I feel like almost the armor surges green again, but coalesces down Gruff's arm and turns blue as a knife of ice forms in his hand, and he flings it at the creature next to him that has the most health. So watch me miss this, because it's
It is a range attack, so it's because he's right next to you, you're going to have disadvantage. But if it hits, remember, it explodes, and that becomes the saving throw.
I said it, I'll go for it.
Yeah, no, just go for it. Disadvantage. You can still go do good.
9 plus 5 is 14, so that's not going to hit.
14 doesn't hit, but it does still explode afterwards, I believe.
Yeah,
So I have dex saving throws or something?
13.
13 dex saving throws against both, because it would smash both.
2 of them.
First one's going to succeed. Second one's going to fail. So the healthy one succeeded. The injured one fails.
5 points of damage.
Is enough to destroy the badly injured one, which I believe is this one over here. You watch as the ice shards hit it. I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw, and the other one is going to take 2 points of damage, again, weakening it further.
Am I allowed to, I don't know, just protect the miner and
Because it was this one that exploded, it wouldn't actually hit the miner. He was too far away from the miner. The one in front of you is, however, close, but yeah, that one's not exploded.
that is 10.
10 is not enough. You're going to take full damage from this for 6 points of acid damage.
Cool. And just as a point of reference, because I cast a spell.
It has to be a melee spell attack
spell,
or hit
so
points restoring, so you don't get your shield on this one. Learning new mechanics, learning new class things.
used to it.
So it's the spell has to be a melee spell attack.
spell.
So and certain spells will specify that they are that. All right. But yeah, great turn. You did manage to destroy one, and you've injured another one. As you look around, and the ice kind of coalesces, forming around. Nice. All right, Xanthius, you're up.
I would like to, while running towards Ophelia, I want to blast a firebolt cantrip at the one that's fighting Gruff.
At the one fighting Gruff. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But whereabouts are you going here?
Oh, yep. Thank you. Ignis. 15 plus 4, 19.
Is a hit.
Which is 1d10 of damage on
It
that
is, Tom.
dude.
What'd you get on the damage?
It is, isn't it, Mark?
It's fire damage. How much damage did you roll?
Do I have to declare it? Nah.
How much damage did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Do you want to add more?
I do want to add more.
You want some more?
Now, this firebolt, it comes out of like these smaller, it's a cantrip, so it's not the most ornate sort of rune that blasts out of me. But then suddenly this light sort of pierces through my clothes from my chest. This red, this gold, that just empowers this spell even further.
The flames that fire out, powerful blast of magical fire, and then as this light in Xanthius' chest crackle, there's a gold and a red hue to it. As it does, that flame enlarges, and it becomes this inferno, like he's just thrown this bolt of radiant hellfire almost as it launches across. So you can roll that d10.
I'll roll another d10, shall I? 8.
2d10.
So that's 10 damage.
He seems like his class is OP.
That's not my class.
Yeah, but in general, this combo.
You watch
No.
as the
Consequence.
flame hits this thing, it engulfs it. And where normal flame would just like blast it and kind of send it reeling, there's something about this fire that clings to this creature. And it goes to explode in the acid, but the fire just burns faster. And as the acid goes to spray out, it almost burns the acid blood. And it does not stop as you watch this thing crisp and burn, and it disintegrates into dust until there is nothing, and the flames reach out, Gruff. Almost, the flames as they hit the ground, they're almost reaching for you in this miner, like something. It needs fuel, it needs to burn, and then it dies down.
You've done. Okay, good.
I think I'm casting this spell as I was going to be running towards Ophelia, and I was intending to shout some words of praise. However, because of this effect, I also take a d4 of psychic damage.
Here's the consequences.
In this case, I rolled a 1, which comes off my temp HP.
No, it would come off your normal HP.
It goes right through.
This psychic damage ignores any temp HP, any resistance. It always goes to your hit
That
point
seems
total.
fair.
Now,
Yeah.
at least
And also as a point, there is other things as well.
I'm,
It's
also-
not just 1d4 of psychic damage is the only consequence.
I'm also going to add my own little spin on this. I'm going to say that I scream out in pain, even though it's just 1d4. But this is there's an inferno in my chest right now, and I will go running over.
Sure. Okay, I love it. so you just watch as Zan like clutches his chest and falls down.
Like, prior to casting the spell, it's this huge inferno, and then I am just overwhelmed by this energy that you can't see.
You watch as this last remaining creature, as everything else dies around it, something switches, something clicks, and it almost seems to snap as if waking up, its head jolting around, and it is just gonna run. Ophelia and the miner, you both get attacks of opportunity against this thing as it goes to run.
Yep.
Forget it.
Wait.
Yeah, no, reckless is only on your turn, I think. What'd you get?
Don't worry about it.
Roll a 1. I mean, yeah, is this just like you're so busy, like, the blood?
Just overwhelmed by the feeling of that acid in her blood, and she's just like steam pouring out of her mouth, and she's just like,
Yeah, the bonuses to the damage roll, unfortunately. The miner does manage to land a hit as it's running away, and does 3 points of damage, which is enough.
Go on, me lads!
But as he does kill it, I need a dexterity saving throw from Ophelia and the miner.
Oh, is she going to be taken out at the last second? Yeah, she.
Oh, I might be all right.
Is this the same for a creature literally fleeing or running away?
All right, am I?
No.
Is it the same for a creature running away?
You can't have it.
It still bursts the thing, even though it's...
Oh, no, you can.
So, what'd you get on the dex saving throw?
19.
19, you succeed. So, and so does the miner. So you're both going to take 6 half to 3 points of acid damage.
Oh!
You're on 1.
Oh, yeah, one.
Yeah, she's on 1 HP.
1.
Jesus.
With that,
In 5 years, my barbarian didn't get Rihanna's just like,
No, speed round, not downed.
yeah. This barbarian's, definitely a little different. You guys watch as
Burning bright.
the creatures... As the creatures fall, there is this moment of still calm. The miners breathing heavily, men and women kind of, they're dead. By scions and saints, we made it, we're alive. And they kind of look around, thank you so much for helping us. Oh my God, there's the others. And they're sort of like looking back, Marion, and they're like sort of looking into the mine, but they're like, one of them turns around, it's like, we've got to get the hell out of it, get back to the village to let them know what's going on. And they're sort of like panicking in what to do. What do you guys do? Like, how's everyone dealing with everything that's going on?
Over to Xanthius, because I saw him collapse.
I'm not unconscious.
Yeah, I'm just...
Yeah.
You okay?
I'm okay. I think I'm...
Pain's, like, the burning is calming down.
It's, I'm better. Thank you, Rowan. But Ophelia might need your help more than me.
Oh, okay. I drop you and move over to Ophelia.
Yeah, I mean, how's now that the battle's over and the rage subsides, what do we see with Ophelia?
Ophelia's just like rolling up her whip, tucking it away, pulling her hair back, like taking a breath in, like composing herself.
Just blood streaming down these wounds.
Yeah.
Percival, as soon as the battle's over and Ophelia kind of stands back up, you hear the shuffling of robes. Percival comes over, is fixing your hair, is like,
Percival, thank
you pulls out like a kind of comb and is like brushing your hair from the robes, is tying it all up and attending.
Do you bleed?
You still do. You would do because you are, you are still living technically.
So we can kill it.
Yeah,
That's the second time I've made that joke today.
yeah.
Rowan.
Yeah, your transformation is unfinished, so you still are mortal and you still have blood and everything else.
I'll awkwardly walk up as Percival is readjusting Ophelia.
Thank you, Percival.
Hello.
Thank you. Oh, Rowan, hello. Hi.
Are you okay? That was strange.
What do you mean, what was strange? Nothing was strange.
This whole,
I mean, the monsters were strange. Those little things were strange. Xanthius
a lot of
collapsing on the floor was strange.
It's okay, I'm better now.
You better? Good.
You all do see where the miners were splashed with this acid, where you've been grazed. Like for Daisy, it even though you took some down, it's like a little mark on your shoulder, like a red burn. Although the miners who took a heavily load of the acid, their flesh is all scarred and kind of bubbling and things like that. Ophelia, whose mouth was filled with the stuff, you watch as there is all this horrific scarring, but it's beginning to, like, the superficial damage, the cosmetic damage, is almost healing itself. Not restoring hit points, but like No scarring, just leaving like that flesh kind of untainted as the acid burns kind of just heal away.
Okay, well, I'm going to see how everybody else is.
Okay. Well fought, by the way. Good job with the sword. Very good.
Good job. I missed.
As you guys do that, I just want to check in. We've got Daisy and Gruff. So Daisy, like you're crouched behind this thing still. Like you're injured. Like what does this look like with Daisy?
I think she is now, because she's crouched on the floor and kind of panicking because last she saw the battle was still going on. So she's in her own little world here going, oh God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What are those things? Nim, what are they? Do you know what they are?
You hear the voice, the familiar voice in your head, like, it's all right, little one. The battle is done. The battle is done. I can hear them. They've finished. It's fine. You are safe. You are safe. I do not know. Those creatures are of your world. I do not know them. They are not of the realms beyond. I do not know what they are. They are of your world. But it is all right. You are all right. I use my power. Use my power. Tend to your wounds.
Okay. Yeah, I think before I go back out and rejoin, I'm gonna stay ducked behind the cart, and I will use that ability.
Yep.
Please.
Sure.
For the day.
Healing hands. All right.
Healing hands.
So how much is that?
2d4.
2d4. Get on it. Everyone's watching.
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking at your character sheet. Don't worry.
4. So you kind of feel this power swelling up in you. Your eyes take on that familiar glow. You touch your wrist, your hand, and you do see some of those burns and those wounds just begin to mend. And you hear Nim's soft song. You remember that song she sang to you when you were a little child. That same kind of harmonious choir-like voice. Lyrics that are more sounds than they are words, just that that kind of like aria, and you feel that comforting sound fill you as your wounds begin to heal. What about Gruff?
Gruff, on seeing that Xanthias is fine, like, you know, he's up.
Yeah, he's picking himself up. He's stood up at this point. And,
would be busying himself checking on all the miners and, you know, making sure that they're okay. You know, and that just securing it and all that, making sure they're protected, they're fine. And also probably kneeling over the body of the miner who died, and kind of bowing his head. You know, probably, you know, I'm sorry that I couldn't save you. Yeah, I failed in my duty to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you hear that? Like one of the miners, the one that was fighting alongside you, will come up behind you. She's a woman, probably a orc woman actually, broad-shouldered, kind of miner's kind of physique, and she's just like, oh, poor Finn. Like, please, she's just like, we were just running. He was always a bit slower than us. He had a bit of a duff leg, and and she like looks down and she like kneels down sort of next to you, and it's just like, sorry, we'll make sure that he gets back to his family and it'll be all right. And you can see that she kind of like nods, but thank you saved the rest of us, honestly.
I'm sorry that I failed him today.
No, I mean, you and your friends saved the rest of us. I mean, we would have all probably died if you hadn't come along, please. Like, it's, and she kind of looks, and like this kind of look of anger comes across her. It was Marion and those 3 that she brought fucking with her. They whatever they did down in the mine, they woke these things up or brought them or summoned them or something. It's their fucking fault. She needs to fucking pay for this. And like you can see, she's like, the rage is like filling her now, and she's just like, and like looking towards it. What was she thinking?
I will right this grave injustice to you, and I will do this for Finn.
Thank you. And she kind of like puts her hand on her shoulder. I need to help the others get back. We need to get back to the village and let them know what's going on. But they're still in there, and I think they're calling these things or making them or summoning them. I don't know, but I think that they're still in there and they're making more. You've got to stop them, or we've got to get the army up here or something. But like, and they look deeper into the mine.
Get yourself to safety. Take everyone back to Benel. Tell Captain Lucius, Virian, Elwin, Elenafil.
Hold on a second.
Tell Captain Lucas Vicaro they were coming in the morning. Tell them to come now.
He did say he was going to stand them up. He was just like summoning them, basically.
They were taking their sweet ass time.
Yes, they were taking
Tell
their
them
time.
to come now.
Listen, like getting a whole regiment of soldiers together, can take a bit of time.
You can come ahead.
Yeah. She's like, yes, I will. And like she turns to the others, like, come on. And like she gathers them. They will call back the woman that you were speaking to, the orc woman. She'll call back and say like, and she like runs over, and the table that like Ophelia was stood on and Daisy stood on, she like rummages underneath it, and you can see that there's like some scattered things here and there. And she finds a very dirty, kind of torn up looking map. And she kind of thrusts it into your hands, Gruff, and she like points and she says, look, it's a maze down there, but they went here. I'm pretty sure they went here, the newest shaft. It's down at the bottom. We've been trying to find the mine's running out. The veins are running dry, and she said that she had a solution, and she took those 3 down into the new shafts where we've been trying to find new veins. They're down there. It's pretty dangerous. There's some chasms and cave-ins and things like that, but they're down there. Don't follow this path. And she marks a line for you to follow, because it does, like, looking at this map, there are all these different shafts and twists and turns that you could follow on. But yeah, she does provide you with that before you go.
What was the mine called again? Was it Blackrock?
Blackrock Mine. Yeah, Blackrock Mine.
I'll come out and join people. I'll probably dismiss the... Actually, no, it's still dark, so I will keep light on my dagger, but I'll tuck it back into my belt.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm back up, I'm fine. Hey, don't worry about me. But I'm also close to Ophelia, who, I'm gonna be honest, look cool in my eyes, rather than terrifying.
Could I go up to Gruff's map and just ask to have a look at it?
No, I mean, you'd almost, share it.
I think she just Daisy wants to look at it and try and get Nim to also look at it and see between them if they can sort of memorize a little bit of it, or to give a better chance just in case.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll for this, because this is exactly what Nim does. Like, this was Nim's job. And you hear a voice like, I've memorized the route, little one. Yes, there's many twists and turns, but this is, I think I can see the logic of where these miners have dug. I can see the ambush points. I can see where I would strike. And yes, I have this memorized, and sort of like acknowledges that they've got it in their head. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And it's strange because you don't have that memory, but Nim can give you that memory, and like you can almost call it up like an image in your mind. Yeah.
We're not going down there now, right?
Yeah, what's the plan, Gruff?
So he takes a deep sigh, and the armor disappears, probably revealing quite a lot of blood and wounds.
Marion is down there with the 3. The miner, she said, whatever they're doing, summon these creatures.
So they could be summoning more right now.
Aye.
You do see that the bodies of the creatures, some of them, their acidic blood almost dissolving them as they go. The one that was flash frozen by Xanthias' magic, though, is still very well preserved.
We can study him.
You see, and none of you have ever seen a creature like this. It is this bizarre thing, this chitin and almost rock plating with this fleshy underbelly. There's parts of it that look worm-like underneath its armor, but then it has these digging, scything talons and scooping hands. Honestly, the best thing I could, pop culture-wise, if you want to imagine something to give you a visual reference, almost like a little tyrannid, like a termagant from Warhammer. These kind of like long, elongated, worm-like tails almost, and these bulbous heads, but no eyes. And it has almost that xenomorph element too, that kind of elongated head, very strange creatures. And you can see they have these distended bellies, like these kind of bulbous, kind of just swollen stomachs that seem to be like shifting and murmuring.
Well, we could hold the entry point. There's only one escape for them. Well, we assume. And wait for the army to arrive. Or the soldiers to arrive.
I don't think that Gruff should go anywhere in that condition. I don't think we'd win that fight.
This is too much. I don't know what that is.
pointing at the thing in the frost.
What did they respond to as well? Did you see them fleeing?
I'm gonna touch the ground and see if I can feel any of that residual tone that came out and commanded them.
You touch the ground. The earth here, you know, where the mine is, there's little patches of grass, but it's mainly rock and stone and dirt. You kind of touch, and it's a wide area. You've connected with places before, but normally it's quite a focused place. And there is a presence, but it's very faint. It's very deep, way deeper than even on the map where they said to Gruff that these villains would be. And it's immense. There's this resonance, this discordant tone, almost like a wail, like a mournful cry of rage and desire, hunger. It's not pleasant. It's a very uncomfortable sound, but luckily for Rowan, you feel it's very, very far away, and you feel that it has no awareness, really. That's really kind of the best you can kind of summon. But there is just the resonance, the earth here, because you're trying to feel for that specifically. But you've always had a natural talent to feel the harmonies and the resonances of the world, and you sense that this mine, the stone here, it's suffering. Like this area is unhappy. There is something unnatural. It's bringing this wrongness here, and it does not like it.
I lift my hand up from the ground, open my eyes again. The belly of Althea's very angry.
As in deep in the mines?
Very deep. The belly. Very far down. Something is very wrong.
Are the pebbles sad?
The pebbles are in Azar. Hopefully they're okay.
Are these pebbles? Are these rocks
There are no
sad?
pebbles. We need to go near the river for pebbles. These are normal
do,
rocks.
Are the normal rocks sad?
This whole land is suffering. Something is wrong.
Okay.
What Marion's doing?
It goes deeper than them, but I'm sure that it's like poking an upset stomach. It's not nice to do. I start poking my stomach.
Sure.
With all things, there is a natural order, and I suppose order must be restored.
But I don't know who any of you really are. So much power and potential came out of all of you in such fantastic ways. This is a lot to take in right now, you know? And we need help.
It is, I won't lie.
I'm bleeding.
I was surprised by all of you. Some more than others, I won't lie. There was some ripping and tearing that occurred from one of you. But it was impressive.
His eyes keep darting towards Gruff's bleeding wounds.
Really?
On 1 HP, dude. I'm just like,
Yeah.
There is a hunger building. There is a hunger building.
An incredible power, but if we can't push any further, then we won't push ourselves any further.
As you guys are having this conversation, there is a kind of stirring in the rock beside the mountainside. And the rock almost ripples like a pond.
What?
And someone steps out
Of the rock?
You see a tiefling, or a tiefling, as they would be called. These are the children of Saint Typhene, one of the sacred saints, tieflings in the world, those who were basically children with demonic or infernal heritage. They have like a deep emerald green skin, twisted horns, but the horns are almost jagged, almost stone-like themselves, and they're bedecked in very rich-looking clothing, lovely browns and dull oranges and golds and jewels, dozens of rings and necklaces and jewels, and they sort of looks around and then looks at the five of you. Oh, hello. I seem to be in the right place. Ah, are you in pursuit of a dwarf by any chance? A dwarven thief?
Aye.
We are, yes.
And it's led you here. Beric must be nearby. Oh, you all look like you've been in a bit of a little scuffle, a little battle, perhaps. Hello, my dear.
Who are you?
Oh, forgive me. Sorry, my name is Califris.
Califris.
Yes. My apologies. Think of me. I'm a trader, a sort of liaison and trader. I work with clients.
You came from the. Okay.
Sorry, yes, a magic spell. I was trying to bring myself to the source of somebody who has upset someone that I work with. And I was hoping to be able to, I was hoping that there would be some soldiers or some such that I could speak to enlist their assistance. But it seems that I found the five of you. That's quite fortuitous. I must thank the stars and the scions and many in the spirits of the earth for what great fortune. Are you all right? You are looking very poorly. Would you like some help?
Oh, we've just had a very intense encounter.
Oh, well, please, allow me. Yes, I think I have something. And he kind of opens his coat and reaches into a pocket and pulls out, and he spins them around on his fingers. You can see these golden long nails, like he's painted them gold, and they're studded with gemstones. And then in the other hand, he has another one of these vials, 2 red vials. Consider this compliments of Califris.
I'd almost put a hand onto Ophelia to stop her from moving forward if you intend to.
I was going to ask, do you want anything in return?
Oh, no. Consider this a gift. I wish for nothing in return and ask for no payment.
Can I insight?
Of course.
This is. Oh dear.
Can I?
7.
Anybody, you can all roll insight if you like.
Also, really scanning this.
Filthy 20.
Filthy.
Ree would not insight.
Filthy 20.
Ophelia is insight.
Dirty 20.
Filthy.
Yeah.
What do we get on insights?
Filthy 20.
Filthy 20?
I got 22.
22?
Oh,
Daisy's gonna
A20.
tell Nim in her head what's going on.
I'll come back to you in a minute. 22, 20. 5.
7.
When he presents them, very clearly is offering them to you and smiles, offers them for free. With the insight, there's a grin. There's a grin of you think that this is legitimate, but Xanthius, you have seen traders before, and you've had experiences with those who offer something for free, knowing that they're building up to something else, and that often it's the thing that they offer for free that hooks you in. But he offers these 2 things. And for you, Gruff, it is definitely, this is the smile of a man looking at those eyes. There is 1,000,001 plans being hatched in those eyes. He is eyeing up all of you with these gleaming, dazzling eyes, taking in, drinking in each of you, analyzing you, thinking, and just a nice wild grin as he spins these potions in your directions. Daisy, you reach into your mind and you project this image and you recite the words back to Nim, and you hear, for the first time in a long time, your friend, by the light of the peaks. And she speaks a word that sounds like a chime. It's it's language, but it does not sound like words. It sounds like music or like sound, but it's a harsh sound. It's like a curse, an expletive. A traitor, an agent of a realm. Do not trust this one.
Okay, I'm gonna say. Sorry, we have to go back to. We have to go back now.
Oh. Well, that would be a terrible shame. Looks back into the mine. I don't know how much time you have. I think that dear Beric is going to cause quite a problem. That's why I was hoping to encounter somebody who would be able to, well, I'd be able to work with, somebody that would be able to go in and I could help and they would help me and we would stop a very bad thing from happening. But if you have to go, and he begins to pull the potions away.
Relay that in my head again.
Yeah.
And say, why can't we trust him? Should we leave?
Nim will say to you, this tiefling has made a deal with one of the primordial court. They are an agent of a djinn or a Dao or an Efreet or some other planar lord. Your friends need help, and they are likely right. This criminal, this dwarf, has meddled in matters that it does not understand. But be wary. This creature has sold its soul. It's damned itself to an eternal life of suffering and war. It is trying to get into the world that I left behind.
Get in, get out? Quick as possible?
Trust your judgment, little one.
It's not great.
But just be wary. And he is like, well, if you intend to leave, of course.
Forgive the trepidation, Califris, but you just came from Stone after a quite a tough fight.
Yes, I'm so sorry to hear about that. If I had arrived sooner, I would have been able to help you.
If only.
And when you say that, he grins at you like, if only.
Then we would have owed you more. But who is this person you work with,
let's call them the Baron.
The Baron. And this Beric has wronged the Baron.
Yes, greatly so. Beric has stolen something that belonged to the Baron. I was trying to reclaim it. I try to avoid direct confrontation. I'm very skilled in certain things, in magic and craftsmanship, and I know a trick or two, but I'm not the fighting sword, you understand? So I was hoping to encounter some brave soldiers, but it seems that I found something better, some brave heroes, perhaps, who would be able to go and deal with Beric, and I would be able to offer you some assistance, such as potions that can mend wounds, or perhaps heal up these injuries, or is it something else that you want? Still crimson in color, but I might be able to procure that if that's something you're looking for. And he's looking at you like he knows. Like somehow he knows the craving that's building in you, a feeling, that hunger. And he kind of grins. And you watch as he grins, he like looks at you, he's examining, and his teeth like they become gold, but they mimic gold fangs. And he kind of grins at you. And then they retreat back in.
Sorry, go ahead. If you've got something, yeah.
The Baron?
Yeah.
I don't believe that's their real name.
No, it is. Well, it sort of is, but it isn't.
Can you tell me what their actual name is, though?
I cannot. I am, as I said, I'm a liaison. He's a client, privilege. I can't divulge too much information, I'm afraid. I can assure you that this is a different matter, and that all they are interested in is getting their property back. It is their property. This dwarf has stolen it, and I am here to reclaim it for them.
What's the property?
Now that I will tell you. I will tell you that because I think it's quite fascinating. Look, I genuinely mean it. Nothing owed. Potions to heal you. You're clearly hurt. You're clearly injured, and I think you're going to need your strength to help me. So please.
Provided we delve into the mines and deal with your little problem.
I offer these free, no obligation. You could walk away, and it will mean nothing.
I mean, if I was to insight check this one as well, I mean, is it okay?
Yeah, anybody, you guys can do what you want.
Very kind of you.
Thank you.
Something for nothing.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
Become just in the right
Well, it's. I'm offering it for nothing material, but I like to think that it will maybe buy me some trust, or buy me at least a moment of your time, something like that. That's all.
That seems extremely reasonable.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. What a charming man.
Yeah.
What'd you get on the insight?
So I got a 9 this time round. So I at this point, I'm like, you know what? This time round,
Yeah.
I think we might have rattled them a little bit. But
Spinning the vials around.
what about
17.
17? I mean, you actually, that last bit when he said, like, he's like, yeah, it seems his body language is relaxed. You see no signs of tics or nervous behavior. He's confident, if nothing else. He genuinely seems to be genuine.
No tricks, no schemes.
None at all. On my dear mother, who I love quite dearly, I offer them. Oh, quite a feisty one. And to you, good wild heart as well. You seem to be quite hurt yourself. Are you sure?
No.
Well. And it's gone. He doesn't, like, it just disappears in his hands. Very well, very well.
I'm sorry. I would usually be able to help in such a time, but I've used up my potential.
I will be fine.
So, yes, this property that Beric has stolen, it was held for a little bit by the shrine, the priestess of Misara. Unfortunate matter, they arrested a fellow agent of the Baron a long time ago and took the property into their custody. And the Baron was fine with, they understood that there was perhaps some misunderstanding and that they were going to look after it. But Beric is stealing it for a different reason, and that the Baron does not like. It is an object, a rod, called the Hand of the Lightless Pilgrim.
Hand of the Light. Oh, that's a cool name.
Yes, it is a cool name, isn't it?
I don't. Tom says that.
Mark says that. But yeah, he says, and this it is a relic of my friend, the Baron. A minor trifle in his collection, but it was useful to an agent of his long ago. It helps one find veins of precious metals and ores and minerals and the like. Very valuable to this, but it does seem to have had a bit of a malfunction. I think that Beric may have damaged it in his theft, and it seems to have called to, what is her name? Belaine, the embered goddess Belaine. She who hungers, the worm of the depths, this ancient terror, and obviously such an evil of Altheya cannot be allowed to interfere with this matter. So I was hoping to find some people who would retrieve the rod, give it to me, and I will take it back to the Baron. And I'm sure there would be a lovely reward from the Baron if you were to do so.
Can I ask who Belaine is?
You would know this. So all of it, again, Imperial citizens, Ophelia not so much, but the Imperial citizens, Belaine was one of the original gods, if you will, that came with Sovereign to Altheya and helped shape the world. And the Proto-Magi killed Belaine. Sovereign resurrected them with their flame, but when they came back full of grief and rage and anger, just like Sovereign was, and wanted to wipe out all life on Altheya, and became corrupted and warped from her original purpose. And now she is one of the 3 embered, these ancient beings that have become these evil deities. And Belaine is often tied to greed and the depths, and is said to live in rock and deep in the earth, and loves to devour gems and ore. She is particularly feared by the dwarves, who they themselves become those materials, and Belaine is said to hunger for their bodies intensely.
One of the 3 what?
Embered, yes.
Embered.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gods, they are called that now. They were once gods of Altheya, but when they were resurrected by Sovereign, they became the Embered, these corrupted evil gods that are basically seen as heresy. Like now, it's like if you are a cultist or an agent, or if you worship the Embered, the Church of the Scions that will absolutely come down on you as a crime, and you will probably be executed.
My second favourite bit of Mark lore in Elmi.
But yeah, Caliphris will say, well, if there's anything more you wish to know, but do drink up, my dear, please. You're bleeding all over the place. That can't be enjoyable.
She's just kind of looking at it. She's not sure.
Sure.
This rod, this didn't happen to be, until very recently, in the possession of a particular priestess.
You are right on the money, my intelligent friend. Indeed, that is where the rod was being secured after it was recovered from my associate, another agent of the Baron.
So...
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can see you're intrigued. I can see it.
In that case, do you have any information as to why Lucas Vicario is so focused on hunting down... Is it Lucas, sorry? Or is it Zarentecus?
It was the authority.
Zarentecus is so interested in...
The lawman.
The authority.
Yes. Of course, he hates cults of the Ember, and he believes Beric to be a member of Belane's cult. He believes that he has stolen it in some worship. I don't believe that to be the case. Beric is sort of the type to mainly be interested in his own financial gain. But yes, the authority and Beric have a long history, and when he began to learn that perhaps Beric was involved in this cult, I don't know where he got such an idea. And he's not even hiding it. Like, he's just like, he found some books and some scrolls in one of Beric's hideouts. I don't know how they got there, and he seems to be particularly interested.
Oh, I love this guy.
I hate him.
Do you weave quite a web?
Oh, you think me some sort of spider? Well, they are quite clever little creatures and quite pretty. And you see that, like, as he says that, he, like, focuses for a moment, and 2 eyes, 4 eyes, 8 eyes kind of appear over his face, and they all blink in unison.
Oh.
And then they're gone.
I feel a sense of unease.
Why, my good friend, my big friend? Why? There is something terrible going on in the earth. Perhaps that's what it is.
Could be.
Yeah.
Also, not sure. You don't seem forthcoming.
Forthcoming. I've been nothing but forthcoming, my friend. I offer you gifts. I give you answers where I can. But I'm so sorry if I seem duplicitous.
Okay, actually. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, quite the chatter. You're quite injured. You might be able to get in a little rest, a few minutes or so, but I would not leave it long. Even if you have summoned for help, I think that they might arrive in time, but Beric and the others will be dead, the hand lost, and who knows how many more of those things. And he points at the frozen creature. 100, 200, 1,000. I dread to think how many there might be.
Do you know what these are?
Creatures of Belane, spawn some kind of the Embered Goddesses, I think, yes. Bellamorphs, I think they're called. They feed on gold and gems, but in their stomachs they have a sort of portal that sends it to their queen, the goddess herself. I believe wizards sometimes harvest their stomachs, materials for those bags of holding. They sometimes use their stomachs as materials for it.
This lore, man.
Typical wizards as well. What's that super dangerous thing?
No.
I'm gonna make a bag out of that.
We should harvest some Bellamorph stomachs.
Yeah, you can see that only that frozen one, the rest of them have all dissolved, and they've left like slagged, pitted pieces of metal and iron and gold that were in their stomachs and have just spilled out as they've basically digested themselves. But the one that's frozen is like perfectly preserved. Yeah.
This is our new piece of freaking enemy carcass that we drop off in a town and then never go back
Wyvern armor.
Collect.
Can someone turn this into a bag?
We did collect
got the
it
Wyvern armor.
eventually.
Just took a few.
Old campaign business. It's done. It's in the past.
No, but why is there always early in a campaign something that you go, I'll have that made into thing, and you never do it. You never do it.
Well, this one looks particularly small. You don't think you'll get a full bag of holding out of this, but a wizard might buy it as like a reagent or ingredients for like something in the future. And Califerous will actually say, they are quite valuable. I mean, the little one like that might fetch you sort of 50, 100 gold to the right buyer. Wow. I'm a trader, I know these things. So worth keeping if you can.
What about you take that? We get the other healing potion and a little bit of blood for Ophelia there.
Oh. He looks at you and he kind of examines you. Gold, Dragonborn.
Gold, indeed.
Very used to trades and contracts and things like that. Yes, I can see that. You've got the mind and the eye of a businessman.
Thank you. A bag of holding. perfect specimen.
No, not quite. Too small for that. But I like the cut of your jib.
Percival.
Perhaps that now is more likely. I'll tell you what. I'll take the corpse, and I'll give you the potion, and I'll give you some blood as well if you like. I keep some. But I want...
Of course he does.
But I need you to go in, and I need you to get Beric. And I need you to get to the hand, and I need you to bring it back to me. And there will be another reward forthcoming if you do. The Baron rewards those who are loyal to him.
1 second. Huddle.
Can we just take a moment, please?
Take all the time you need. And you see that he will move over. He'll actually kind of like move over to like this little ladder thing. He'll sit on it. He actually lies down, like completely relaxed, his tail kind of swishing. And you watch as he kind of examines his nails, and you watch as his whole arm begins to slim down and his body shifts. He kind of takes on this more feminine form. He gains curves, his hair grows down, and he just completely changes into a female tiefling. And then she begins to like examine and like look at herself and sort of pulls out a little hand mirror examining her face.
Before we talk further, you can still hear me, can't you, Califris?
Yeah.
You can make an insight check if you want.
I mean, absolutely. Natural 20.
You look over, and actually, it's not this time. She does not intend for you to like notice. This is not played up. She's pretending to like examine her makeup, like maybe like doing this, like maybe drawing eyeliner on, and then the eyes just ever so slightly dart in your direction as you speak. And you know that yes, they are absolutely still listening.
All right, in that case, I will not say yes. I will just slightly nod. If time truly is against us, and we need to stop this potential horde of what was it, Bellamorphs?
It's correct, Bellamorphs.
Bellamorphs from pouring out of this cave and threatening the entire area, then unfortunately, Califris is right. We might need to.
That's one tiefling's opinion.
Yes. It's becoming my opinion.
Hold on. Wait, I'm just piecing this together.
Okay.
We're not going to gain anything until we finish the job.
From the Duke or from Califris? No.
Either.
No.
So we were going to go down anyway. We don't have to agree to anything.
But right now,
It's
we're too heavily injured to go there. Gruff's very
Gruff's
hurt.
Gruff's really-
That's a
Are you
good
okay,
question.
Gruff?
If I may speak,
Of course.
I am going down for the Duke's favor. I am going down for Finn the Fallen. You may make your deals with this trickster. I will not.
I'm not making
I
any
am
deals.
sorting myself out. I am going to go into the mine. Do not worry about me. But if you wish to make a deal with this charlatan, go ahead. I will not stop you. However, it is against my morals and my code to deal with such a slippery eel. Excuse me? No.
Okay.
No further. I'm going in. And I can look after myself.
No.
And as Gruff walks off,
No, that's bad.
you see him glow briefly. And his wounds start to knit together.
You can cast
Oh.
Cure Wounds.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. I'm also going to say, there's a homebrew rule that I want to introduce. Once every 7 days, like in-game time, you guys can use, for one short rest, you can make a short rest into what I'm going to call a heroic short rest, which instead of taking an hour, you can take 5 minutes and you gain the benefits of a short rest.
Oh.
But it is like, but you push yourself to do it, and you can't gain that heroic short rest again until you have 7 days of downtime. Not just 7 days in game, it is 7 days of downtime.
Okay.
So you have to spend a week in a settlement or a town or a village,
Cool.
basically doing nothing. And that will earn you your heroic
Is
short
that
rest
something
back.
we could have theoretically retroactively done in the
Yes,
past? Like-
absolutely, yeah. But you can also cast Cure Wounds because that's going to top you up and give you like your hit dice back
feel
and stuff
like-
like that.
Grufford's speech just then
Yeah.
will almost invoke a
Yeah.
heroic west.
Yeah, I'd say that could almost, rather than spending the spell slot,
It would just
that could be
restore
you
the
just
energy.
healing. Absolutely. That's almost the heroic short rest. Yeah, absolutely.
Sheer bloody-minded determination.
Absolutely.
I'm going with.
Okay, Gruff and Rowan's gone. Are you heading in?
Yes, but I don't want to work with the tiefling. I don't trust them.
To be clear, Ophelia, you might have my back on this one. I just made a deal. I traded that thing for a potion and some blood.
I still haven't taken the potion. I don't know what to do. I need help.
Help that I traded for, as a reminder. I didn't make a deal. Did I make a deal?
I don't want to make any. I don't want to work for anyone. I don't want to make a deal with anyone. I just need blood.
Which I have found. I've procured some. I don't work for you. What am I doing? I'm going into the cave with everyone else.
Fine.
I'm going to fulfill my trade.
I will say this for Ophelia. They're talking about this dwarf and this woman and this kobold. They'll have blood. There's blood down there. You are craving it.
Fine. I'm coming.
Ta-ta, darlings. I'm sure I will see you again another time.
Can I just leave the
what a
potion
shame.
at his feet?
Yeah, you go up and you leave it down, and her tail wraps around it. Well, no, she's changed, but her tail wraps around it and pulls it back up, and then she takes it and
No
disappears. By all means. Good luck.
My deal.
She blows you a kiss, and with that, we're going to conclude episode 2 of Altheya the Dragon Empire.
Oh, hell yeah.
A little bit of combat.
A little bit of combat. Hey,
Just to show off stuff.
classes revealed.
much.
You know who we are now.
Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time. Take care, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. First of all, second of all, happy birthday, Katie.
Happy birthday to
Happy birthday, Katie.
Yeah.
Birthday tomorrow, but thank you in
you.
advance.
Exactly, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. This has been the second episode. Please, as always, we always say this, the best way you can ever support High Rollers is go out there and tell people, especially with such a brand new campaign. They've only got you've got 2 episodes to catch up on. Like, go and tell your friends, jump in, join our Discord, join the community.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to draw fan art, we have a fan art channel. You can email it to us. We do like fan art videos occasionally. We'd love to see your interpretation of not just the characters, but maybe some of the NPCs. I'm quite certain that few people might quite like Califris. By all means, I would like that. But yeah, go and do that, and we will see you for the next episode. If there's anything else I've forgotten.
No, I think you covered it all.
Nailed it.
See you next week.
Bye.